Okay,
Okay.
so I'm gonna go and give a little brief history of the setting again, just to get you all memories recapped. Now, what's to be said about Forbidden Lands is because of, in fact, I'm just gonna go completely in depth with it. No one really knows much about the landscape known as the Forbidden Lands. The reason being because the fact that the last 300 years there was a cursed fog that would arise at night and cause pretty much almost everyone that would go through this to lose their life. You would hear screams of anguish and terror. You would see forms within the this red mist, and then the people would just die. This caused a lot of people to not be able to travel at all, and this red fog, known as the blood mist, would come up at night, would surround everything within essentially the country, except for the towns. Towns would be surrounded by the blood mist and would never come within the vicinity of the homes themselves. So the towns that could support themselves survived. Ones that could not, they perished. And that is what has been happening for the last 300 years. Now, for whatever reason, this mist started to dissipate. This mist started to not show up at night around the first hearings of it 5 years ago. It is now 5 years after that reported rumor going around, and it's definitely true. When night falls, for the most part, the blood mist no longer comes. There are still some pockets, there's still some areas that have a meager amount of the blood mist, but those are now easily avoidable. This has allowed trade, this has allowed people to exploit, this has allowed people that have been pretty much encased and imprisoned within their own town for the last generation or so of their life, their humans, to now trade out their plow they'd use for their grain harvesting or their farming, I would say, and see what's out there. Obviously, some farmers will stay farmers, but a lot of people wanted to now see what is going on, what's out in the world, because there are ruins everywhere. This is a land that has a history of over 1,000 years of events, wars, battles, kingdoms. Now, what's to be said is that everyone essentially almost hates each other. To the common knowledge. Now, I'm going to give a history of the world as we play in small tidbits because it kind of makes sense that humans wouldn't really know the history of the world because they couldn't go anywhere to learn about the history. They would just hear it from their father, their uncle, and the soothsayer within town. Obviously, the elves, the dwarves that live longer might know about the events before the blood mist fell, but it kind of makes sense to give out history a bit slowly. But for the common tidbits, the races, almost everyone, in fact, all races hate humans. The reason being, the land that is you're in now known as the Bloodlands, original name the Ravenlands. The reason why everyone hates humans is because the elves and dwarves resided here first. This is their original homeland. The humans came from the ocean, from the east, and they came with their god known as the Raven. And the Raven gave part of the land to the humans against the wishes of the elves and dwarves. Elves and dwarves are actually allied together because they were given the task of building the world. The dwarves building the earth itself, the elves putting essentially the surface on this rock. Well, when the humans came against the wishes of the elves and dwarves, the god Raven, in a exchange, gave humans part of their land and gave the elves and dwarves orcs as a servant race. And the god Raven raised a mountain chain to the south, which blocked off both lands. I'm now going to show the map. Now for you, Crow, how to move this around. To move the map around, you're going to hold down left control and just drag click within the map to resize the window itself. Or like Windows, you can move the mouse pointer to the right or to the bottom and resize it. You can mouse wheel in and out to zoom. You can pan by holding down the middle mouse button. Or what a lot of people do is at the top right, little up arrow that points to the top right, next to the close and the question mark, you can click that to actually maximize the map to the background of Fantasy Grounds. Now, I'm going to show everyone that this mountain range is way down here to the south. I'm going to link everyone's vision. So that mountain chain is what was risen by the god Raven. And that event is known as the Shift. Now, the current time frame of this game is 1165 AS, or after Shift. It has been 1100 years since the god Raven brought humans here. As humans are, they want to explore, they want to move and populate and just grow. They started to go to the north, past the mountain range, against the rules set by Raven himself, as well as the rules of the elves and dwarves. Obviously, elves and dwarves did not like what's going on. They did not like humans coming by, but they found out humans were coming because they were being killed because of their religion. Because two factions formed up, two religions, the Raven and the Serpent. The congregation of the Serpent believed that when the humans arrived in the Ravenlands, it was carried by a raven, and the raven was holding a snake. But to the congregation of the Serpent, the snake was divine, the raven was just essentially a carrier, not divine. The raven believed, on the other hand, that the raven was divine, the serpent was just there to populate the earth. Now, as happened, the congregation of the Serpent grew in power, grew in influence. They started to murder and outright hunt the worshippers of the Raven because of their blasphemy and their lying. And so, as it's been told, the Raven, known as the Raven Sisters, a group of the Raven worshippers, essentially fled. They fled the lands to the south, known as the Alderlands, past the mountain range into the north. Once the elves, the dwarves saw this, they took a bit of pity. They gave them the lower parts of the Raven lands. And as time went on, they settled, but as human nature, they started to expand. Again, the humans started to go more north. The elves and the dwarves started to lose more territory, but humans always overpopulate the numbers of the elves and dwarves. And so eventually, fighting happened. The elves were tired of their force being cut down, overtaken. Dwarves angry that they're being driven out from their ancestral homes in the mountains. So battles were fought, but dwarves, elves can't stand up to the numbers. And so they armed their servants, the orcs, to fight as soldiers. But as it would happen, the elves, dwarves are bad generals. Eventually the orcs earned their freedom. And the elves and the dwarves fled. Orcs now hate everyone. They hate the humans because they killed all the orc ancestors, all the orc families. Orcs hate the elves and dwarves because they were their servants. They're the slaves to the elves and dwarves. Halflings just want to mind their own damn business. They love to backstab each other and have happy good times. They try to stay away from stuff. The goblins are actually the twisted brother, the twisted cousin, whoever one you talk to, of the halflings. They are there to be, at one point, the protector of the halflings, but they said, hell no, we're going to party, you kill each other, and we're going to have fun. That's what goblins do. Goblins have fun. The wolfkin that roam the lands.
He knows this for well.
The wolfkin think everyone is weak. Only the strong should survive, and only they are able to show the world, essentially, why they are weak. Wolfkin mind their own business, but they travel groups, and they're typically fine by themselves. I think that covers all the races, for the most part. So this is a land where everyone essentially hates a bit of humans. Elves and dwarves are, for the most part, good with each other. Goblins just like to have party by themselves. Halflings trying to stay away, but they also like to backstab each other. Wolfkin think everyone's weak. Alright, so that's the brief history of the world so far. Now, I realized someone sent me a message. Now, when I narrate, no one really knows because you can't see my damn house, I walk around my house when I narrate. And so if you send me a message, you gotta let me know, or I won't be able to really tell. It does have essentially a message on me, or it does ring on my computer. Okay, so I see. And yes, you're right with that message. So let's go ahead and get into the game. Now, you're going to use this map for a big part of the game. Again, this is the hex crawl game. You're going to go out and you're going to see. This is a game where, and I'm going to, for the first part, go with the the stylized nature of Forbidden Lands, where I typically let you all do whatever you want, which is what I typically do anyways. But more so in this game is just you make your own story. I'm going to react to what you do, and we're going to go from there. And if I need to change some things out, we will. So, we now need to look at the map, the world, the Ravenland, the Forbidden Lands. Now, we're going to ignore the story from last week, or we're just going to say that's a history. That's something that's about to happen. This is going to be a time that has been involved gone forward. So we're probably maybe a week, a month or so after the time of the events from the previous session 0. What this means is we're now going to again allow nothing known about the history. Dwarves hate humans. Elves hate humans. Humans tend to hold for each other. Orcs hate damn near everyone. Where do y'all want to start this game?
Where's the button?
Just
Okay, there it is.
yeah,
All right.
is there a button for the map? Oh, okay.
Alright.
And I forgot. How do you make it smaller again? Never mind.
Zoom in and out, I think.
Yeah, or you can just like drag it with your left mouse
No.
until you get to that smaller.
Now, for all of you looking at the map, here's how you draw arrows. You're going to hold down both bold. I can't talk right now. You're going to hold down both the left and right mouse buttons and drag to draw an arrow, like you see the green one on my screen.
Bug jump.
Okay. Okay, so we're not going where we voted last time. Or like we can, but we
If you want to, but understand that you're next to a forest. Elves don't typically like humans, so if you want to go there, you can. We might have to deal with elves if you do come across them. If you want to go to Whaler's Hold as a starting point, you can go for it. I'm not going to stop you. You can start wherever you want that's logical to actually start. So again, this is a group effort because this is going to be the official start of the position of your group in this game. It could be to the north, it could be to the south, it could be to the east, near the coast, it could be to the west, near the mountain range. It's up to you as a group.
I vote.
I kind of want to be in like the middle of it all, almost. At least me personally, I don't know, who cares about my opinion, but I kind of like there.
You have a vote.
Remember, you can do a vote. You can do type/vote.
I think you should go by height.
So you type out /vote, the text, and then you can vote.
Screw you! Hey, that's not fair!
I don't know why. I've always liked the setting of something near, so that's my vote.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm going for nearby. I'm cool with it. Get the action. Let's kill some humans.
Well, you need to place the counter where you want it, because that's your position. So I'm gonna give you all essentially I'm gonna give you all a minute to yourselves to find where you want this at, and that's where I'm gonna start the game. So I'm gonna go with a minute timer starting right now. Once I come back, or I'll be here, but I'm gonna give you guys a minute, and that is where we're gonna start.
Do you want us starting in the wilderness or in a village? I thought you said
Wherever you're gonna start is gonna be next to a village. I'll say that.
You guys want to start here?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You're gonna be next to a village.
I'm going to change mine. So here, I'm going to change it to here.
Where's here?
Like the lake.
Now, while y'all decide that, I need to talk to both Elrian and Viduin. So everyone has different dice colors, and I need two of you to change one of your colors, or both of you change it, either or. So Elrian should already know how to do it. Viduin, if you want to change your color, at the top right of Fantasy Grounds, a little button looks like a color palette. A little small button, top right. Click on that, and it should bring up a color wheel, essentially. You start clicking around that wheel, and you'll change your dice color. It'll change your actual arrow color. So I need everyone to have their own distinct color.
Alright.
So I see yours is actually starting to change towards a red color.
Yeah.
Mine's a yellowish green because.
Yeah, mine is bright green, so everyone's gonna have their own distinct color.
Yeah, I tried not to have a bright green, but it kind of like if I get yellowish green.
That's fine.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure.
Alright.
I like that one. Near the lake, you get forest, you get mountains,
Mm.
you get everything, and water.
And you have water. Yeah.
Yeah, and you get water.
Where are we going to?
Oh, it's on the top left-hand corner, northwest, mostly north.
Lake Varda. That's where I vote, and that's where I don't know your name.
No. You can also do more than a line. If you hold down control and do the line, you would actually do a circle. You can do shift and actually do a square. You can do a alt and do a cone. So there's other ways to do some more arrow pointing. So I see people want to go possibly here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
But it's up to all of you. Move the actual arrow counter or the group position locator where you want to start off at.
Right there, yes?
Hold on.
Yeah.
There.
All right, so I see a vote is put in chat by Yayap. Inside that little circle will be a darker circle for your actual character representation. Now, this is a anonymous vote, so you can go ahead and click it to vote. And if you get the majority, I will have the group start there. Okay, that is where the group's starting. All right, so all of you are starting on the shores of Lake Varda to the north. It is a landscape of not quite frigid temperatures, but it does get a little bit colder. And even to the direct west, you will see that the mountain peaks, or the tallest mountains, do become capped in snow during the winter seasons. Now, luckily, you are to the south of the Dankwood, as it is known, and you have interesting terrain on all sides. You have the Lake Varda to the east and to the south. You have the forests to the north. And then you have mountains to the south as well as west, and you're by a river. A pretty good place for a village, in essence. Now, let's go and find out about this village in itself and where you start. Now, for this game, just to make it easy, in fact, since this is the official session 1, I am kind of scrapping the last one. It's up to you right now. Do y'all want to know each other or not?
Sure.
Maybe your remnants of the group from... We could say the events that happened down south are still canon. They did happen. The Minotaurs did attack the village and wipe it out. This could have been, as I mentioned, a month or two after the fact that happened. And maybe even been some survivors, maybe new people. Either way, the way this game is going to start is you're all going to find yourselves at the outskirts of this town before we proceed forward.
Wait, what did you say? We have to get to the outskirts?
You're going to start at the outskirts. Essentially, you have been
okay.
all traveling for some time. Now, you could be from this town. You could be going towards it. It's going to be one or the other. Either you're from here, you're here right now, or you're traveling towards it. Or you're already there. You could have been there. Either way, you're all going to be here. Because you can't really split the party in this game, really. As is, right now, all of you are going to be on the outskirts. Whether being, you already, as I mentioned, being born here, whatnot, you're all going to be within line of sight. You have the village down towards the coast. You're about maybe half a mile away looking upon this place. And let's go find out what that place actually is right now. All right, let me pull up my notes. There it is. And all right. This is a place. I'm now clear chat. This is known as the Hamlet of Godsdale. Write this out. So this is a hamlet. Now, Godsdale itself is interesting in the fact that it has about a 100 inhabitants that reside within this small little village. Now, here's a question I have for everyone. We're going to start getting some details about this hamlet. In chat, I want you to write down if you're visiting Godsdale, if you're from here, one or the other. Are you from here, or how are you visiting Godsdale?
And can you give us the backstory one more time, or did you? If you did, I didn't.
I'm going to. It's based on, essentially, it's going to be based on what people say in chat.
Aha.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'll be a resident.
All right, so I want you to write this down. So in chat, write down this is where you're from.
Oh, the map is very big.
I know.
I don't know. Should I be from there?
All right, so looks like Kubrick and Voodoo are from Godsdale. Fantastic.
Brother.
I think I will be.
Okay, you're all from Godsdale. All right, well, most of you are so far.
Yeah.
You can do one that non.
Wait, actually, can I take it back?
We're all related. Dad got a rattle.
Yeah.
Okay, you're all from friggin'. Let's see. Who are we looking for? Basil, what about you?
Hold on, I'm looking for where we are on the map. Give me a second. Why did I do this? I can't see the whole map.
To the north. You're actually at the banks of Lake Varda, to the northwest, essentially.
Oh, how do I fix that? There you go. Okay. I am not from here.
Okay, so in chat, please write down, I'm not from here. Again, this is more for my archive and just to have you all get familiar with actually typing out inside this thing. Fantastic. So, we'll make this easy. Being from all of you, being from Varda, all of you have been going out, doing your own thing, either exploring the landscape or seeing what the town has to offer, in your case, Basil. But the town of, let me go rephrase it, the hamlet of Godsdale. 100 souls that live here. It was built during the Blood Mist. So it is essentially around 185 years old. Now, what is interesting, this is a place that is run by a mayor, and the mayor in nature actually became the ruler of Godsdale because of the fact that he was the only competition to acquire Godsdale after the previous creators / rulers had a bit of a falling out, and they decided to leave Godsdale for their own reason. Now, the owner of this place is named... Ooh, I need to do something real quick.
Joe Jonason.
Joe Jonason. Don't think so. Do that again. There we go. His name is Ganda. So Ganda the ruler is the person that owns, is the mayor. Doesn't actually own, but is the mayor of Godsdale. Now, for all of you that are from Godsdale, there has been a issue as of late, in that a lot of the farmers have been complaining that the cattle have been loose from the pens. They have not been able to essentially round up the cattle for the most part and keep them locked up. They've always been freed at night. In the morning, there's always a chore to go find them, and this has been happening for the last couple of weeks to the annoyance of a lot of people within Godsdale. Now, in itself, the most prominent features of the hamlet is that it has a well-known forester as well as a smithy. In fact, it's a competition. There's two smithies within Godsdale, and they're typically at odds with each other, which has caused a bit of conflict in the fact that some years prior, one of the smithing homes was burnt down, but it's never been told who did it or if it was an accident or whatnot. The local tavern is known as the Dead Lantern. And all of you know that it is run by a very, very portly human individual. The name is Soren. So, without further ado, that is the tidbits of the Hamlet of Godsdale. Now, real quick, before we decide what to do, Crow, if you do want to keep notes in any way or fashion, at the right-hand side, a button that says Notes. You click on that, and anytime you need to do anything they're not sure about, you're going to right-click. So you right-click on the desktop, you can resize the windows, you can move around the dice. If you right-click within the Notes entries, you can create a new entry. You can create a new note. So that's how you do a lot of functions within the character sheet, on the interface, and whatnot. So,
And I try to keep really good notes, so.
and there's some more advanced functionality which I'll share later on, but for today's game, we're going to go again. This will be a light session. We're going to see how things go. So, now I'm going to let all of you have at it what you want to do. We're going to go ahead and change the actual day, which is... It is daytime as we start today's session, the day. I'm going to go with the actual date. It is... It is the 15th Spring Wane. It is a toil day. 11:65 after shift. So, y'all know a bit of the minor history of Godsdale. So now, what would y'all like to do?
Are we currently in Godsdale, or?
Y'all at the outskirts. Now, whether you're here looking for adventure, maybe just going out to find some of the cattle, maybe you're going out to pick some herbs, maybe you're out there just to take a wander. As we know, Basil is not from here, so he's traveling here for whatever reason. Maybe he's just a stop on a destination where he's going. But all of you, for whatever reasons of your own, are at the outskirts of Godsdale. Now, I'm not going to blow it up like I did the last game because this is Section 0, but this will be an actual legitimate town here. But you're all going to be at the outskirts. So if you want to go inside, we can do that. We can all determine what's happening. But all of you need a reason to become a coherent group, to stick together. So we will find a reason to do that. And we can do that right now. All of you are standing there, maybe within earshot, maybe within eyesight of one another. And an event happens that causes commotion within Godsdale. And that you start hearing a bit of screams. A woman starts screaming hysterically. And not within the vicinity of Godsdale itself, but on the outskirts, same as you. All of you hear the woman go, "Ah, no, my baby, my baby, my baby!" And you just hearing a woman hysterically scream about her baby. You hear a dog bark in the background also.
Sorry about that.
It's all
Man,
good.
Calm down, buddy.
Is she running toward? Is she running towards us? Sorry.
No, in fact, you don't quite see who is screaming. You hear it. You hear it on the outskirts. You can pinpoint the direction it's coming from because, well, it's a bit open. You have the hills, you have the mountains, and the forested a bit away from the village itself. But it is coming from, we'll just make it easy, it's coming from a southerly direction. A bit towards the coast, but not directly near the coast itself. It's hilly, so whoever's screaming is most likely behind a hill, but you can hear this woman is just screaming. And you can hear, and you can feel it raises goosebumps in your arms, the terror and the fear of this woman's screaming. What do y'all do?
Okay. So it's coming from the hills. It's not coming from in the village so much.
No, not coming from the village.
I'll yell for everybody. Let's go check this out. It's gotta be better than rounding up some stupid cows.
Yeah, I don't want to go through those mud pies again.
That yelling
are
really
a
hurt
mud
my
pie.
ears.
So I'll turn around and be like, the last one there eats mud pies, and I'll start running.
No! No! I'm running. I'm booking it.
I'll follow behind.
Yeah, I'll be, yeah.
But I'm
Follow
just
me
gonna
on.
take it at a pace because I'm a little skeptical of someone out of randomly screaming, so I'm just gonna be very far behind the
Okay, so you'll go together. Now, all of you essentially either, except for Basil, all of you know each other in either reputation by hearing each other or know each other within the village itself, because it's only about 200 people, so it's fairly small. Now, here's what's to be said. This is a more northern-esque village. Again, there's a lot of humans here that was cut off during, it was made during the actual Blood Mist. So the history here has essentially been very, very recent. But this is directly towards Kubrick and Voodooin. Now, Voodooin, you're an elf. Kubrick, you're half-elf. Now, Voodooin, you've been elf, you need to determine if you have racial tensions towards the humans for what's been happening. Now, obviously it can't be to the point where you want to kill someone, because that'd be kind of weird for a character for this game. But when it comes to half-elves essentially see themselves as the best parts of both worlds. The best parts of the humans, the best part of the elves, without the baggage, without the bad negativity. Now, obviously, the elves see them as a half-breed, and the humans don't think they're good enough. But half-elves think they're the best of both worlds. So they tend to be a little bit arrogant in that nature. But there's been some infighting within Godsdale because it is mostly a human population, but there are some elves that reside because they were trapped there essentially during the Blood Mist, and so a couple families were raised within Godsdale during the Blood Mist events, and because they kind of had to survive with each other, the families within Godsdale tolerate just barely each other. There have been events where there's been fights, battles, a drunken tale will cause a fight to break out between some of the elven and human inhabitants, but for the most part, the humans are the predominant population within Godsdale. And now, how you fit in Voodooin and Kubrick is up to you, but just know that your relations to everyone else is tense at best.
Got it.
Now, who is the one that's going to arrive first? You tell me. Who's running? Who's wanting to see who's screaming? Can you pinpoint, can you know the voice of who's screaming? All of you that are from Godsdale, we're going to do a couple rules now. If you're from Godsdale and you are a human, you can give me we'll do a scouting roll, if you can understand. If you're not a human, so this will be for Voodooin and for Kubrick, this can be a scouting roll at -2. So, Voodooin, here's how you're going to do this. Do you see the bottom left of Fantasy Grounds? You see where it says the modifier box that says 0? This is for you, Crow.
I'm looking.
So it's the bottom left of the actual Fantasy Grounds itself.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, to the right of it is a bunch of
Minus
buttons
one.
that say like +1, +2, -2. Click on where it says -2, and then I want you to roll your scouting skill. Fantastic. So, here's how this works out for you, Voodoo, and how the mechanics work in this game. You see in the dice rolls, we're looking for a 6 or a crossed sword. Now, look at the results. Kubrick rolled a negative crossed sword because he had a negative difficulty, so Kubrick failed to understand who this is. Voodoo, you also failed to understand who this is. Now, I'm not going to explain too pushing right now, Voodoo, because it's not relevant for this roll, but with that roll, since no one else is rolling, no one understands who's screaming, so I want you to tell me who gets there first.
Kubrick gets there first because he's concerned for the woman. He tends the people that he knows, the close relatives, family, or friends, and he doesn't recognize the voice, so he rushes there in a hurry.
Okay. Apologize. I'm trying to get everything down. Write down who's going there first because I just been reading as you're saying that. You get the first, but right now, because I'm going to explain real quick to Yayap. So Yayap, the reason why I have you do the negative roll, or the -2 difficulty, because she's yelling, screaming, you can't quite tell by the tone who it is. That's for the reason for the negative aspect of the roll. If she was talking normally, then I wouldn't give a penalty. But if she is screaming, you're trying to see if you may recognize the screaming voice. That's why I have the negative on it.
Okay. Oh, so it just like subtracts. Like, so if you get a success with a negative and a success without the negative, those two cancel each other out, and it becomes.
So in this game, if you have a negative modifier, it does subtract from the skill. So if you have a 2 skill for scouting, and then you get a -2 penalty, it's going to go from. It's going to cancel out. So it's going to have no scouting dice. But if you have negative, so say you have 1 scouting skill, but I give you a -2 modifier, you have -1, which is the red dice you see in chat. That actively detracts from the successful rolls you see. So on all end, Kubrick actually got a -1 success, whereas Voodwin rolled nothing. So it's just sort of, both of you don't understand. You don't know who this is. You hear the screaming, probably from the village. Maybe someone's coming in right now, but it's someone that you can know is in some type of danger. Kubrick, you get there first. You're running, all haste. You sense some danger. You go over a bit of a hill, Kubrick, and there you see the scene of, well, you see a woman who is on the ground screaming, arm raised in the air, screaming, my baby, my baby. And you can see from this distance that she has a gash over her left shoulder down to her abdomen. She's bleeding freely onto the ground. Something assailed her, you're not sure what, but tears are streaming down her eyes as she is screaming at the top of her lungs, hand outstretched into the air, screaming for her baby. Now, from this far away, you recognize, Kubrick, who this is. This is a woman from the village. Her name is Dorella. Dorella is a local woman of the village, and as being a small village, you all know that Dorella just had a baby. It is 14 months old. And most likely she'll out here maybe just picking some berries. It's relatively peaceful for the most part on the outskirts of the town. As long as don't go too far. But for whatever happened, she's here by herself screaming, baby not around. Now, as Kubrick got there, Basil, where are you at? What are you doing?
I am currently. You could say, like, by the time all of it, like, they've already met the woman, right? Just clarifying.
I would say all of you kind of know each other within the town itself, and so Kubrick knows who it was with the moment it actually got line of sight of her. Only you would know because you're not from the town, so you just see right here. You tell me if you're here right now, if you're at the scene, but you just know that there's a woman screaming top of her lungs. You see people moving towards her. You definitely saw
I think I
Kubrick running.
just arrived. Like, I'm still far off in the distance, but I can barely see him.
Okay. All right, Yayap, what about you?
In regards to whether I know her or just my.
Oh, what are you doing? Where are you at right now? What's going on? What's your character doing right now?
I'm running up. I'm really concerned about not eating mud pies.
Okay, so curious about mud pies. You get upon the scene, you see that Kubrick is there. You also see in the distance, Yayap, an individual a bit further away, and this individual is kind of watching the scene unfold. You make that what you will.
Hey, who dat?
Elrian, what about you? Where are you at right now? What are you doing?
I guess I'm just following along.
All right, Elrian, you follow along, so you also arrive at the scene. You're there, you see Dorella on the ground, again, no baby, severely bleeding from a gash on her left shoulder to her stomach. Now, Voodwin, also you being from here, what are you doing, Voodwin?
I'll notice her bleeding and going to try to stop the bleeding, or at least makeshift some sort of bandage.
Okay, so Voodwin, you go and, well, let's look at inventory. Voodoo, do you have any bandages?
I have a small tent. Oh, Yeah. I can cut up the small tent.
Okay, so you immediately swing the small tent over your shoulder, and you cut a piece of fabric off, and you go to tend to Dorella's stomach and her bleeding. So we're not gonna see what happens. So I want you to go to the main tab. I'm gonna roll a skill there, Voodoo. Go ahead and roll me your healing skill, please.
Oh, what's wrong?
Nice. So you see, you got a 3 and a 3, and you got a crossed sword. The crossed sword is a 6. This means you succeed. So you go and you start to apply pressure. You start to bandage. You have to pull off more of the fabric from the tent because, again, you can see the wound now. Something cut her, and it left a jagged wound, sharp, from her shoulder to her stomach. Something pretty bad just did this. And she looks at you, Voodooin, and at first you can tell that, and even you know for a fact that this woman, Dorella, her husband hates you. Her husband severely hates you as well as Kubrick and the other elves or even half-elves in the village. And even in her eyes right now, you see a bit of change. You know that anytime you would see Dorella out in the village, she would actively try to avoid you. She's not unpleasant about it, but she would try not to have any conversation, would just try to avoid you. On behalf of probably her husband and just the way maybe she's been brought up and raised. But you can see now a sense of relief and just kind of maybe a recognition that you, an elf, is helping her.
I'll ask her if she saw what took her baby.
Something on the ground. Something. I was here picking flowers for my baby. It came out of nowhere. I heard them. It sounded like birds, and they attacked me. And I remember I saw my baby being lifted away. Where's my baby? Where's my baby? And she's just hysterical. She looks around. She sees all of you there. And she is looking at all of you. She's going, "Oh, my baby! Where's my baby?" And she is just panicking.
Like hysterical.
Yes. Yeah. You see this individual in the distance. What do you do about this? No, you did mention now. You did yell. So all of you kind of hear Yayat yell
I
about
was pointing
who's
to
this?
it too, as well. Sorry. Like pointing to that.
So all of you, if so inclined, look in the direction of where Yayat is pointing, and you see a lone individual.
Does it look like he's holding a bundle that would look like a baby?
He, in fact, is a bit too far away to see that, but it is someone that is a bit he's a bit away, so you can't quite tell what this is. So, to the 4 of you here, what do you do?
Firstly, is the wound dealt on the woman fatal?
Not anymore. Luckily, even though Voodoo didn't have the skill, just by willpower, just by his own just empathetic knowledge, he did stem the bleeding, did bandage her up. She is no longer in a immediate life-threatening situation. As long as she gets back to the village soon, she can be attended to by anyone there that knows how to take care of her. And there's going to be some at the village that can take care of some injuries. So right now, she is, for the most part, in the clear.
All right. Is there any shelter around her, or is she in the middle of nowhere? She's in the outskirts. Is there anything that you could go to?
So you're a bit in the base of the start of the hills, I would say, towards the mountain range to the southwest, and that's why you couldn't see her initially. And you can tell she was picking flowers. She has a basket next to her of flowers. She also has a little harness not harness, but she has a little carrier that she had for her baby that was recently born. And the basket's overturned on the ground, and flowers are just pretty much spilled out of it. And besides that, though, there's no local immediate cover or type of structure or anything that would help out for cover, essentially.
Okay, so she's fucked. All right. Well, I mean, in character, could I pick her?
Absolutely.
And
She can probably walk on her own. She's very, very hurt, but just being from the Forbidden Lands, you got to be robust. You got to be able to survive, because once they didn't survive, well, they perished already. So everyone in themselves are a bit on the sturdy side. So after a little bit, she probably can carry herself to the village. She might fall on the way. She might all that stuff, but like I said, she's away from the immediate danger. As long as she gets to the village, eventually she'll be fine.
Okay, so then I'll leave her be then. Okay.
All right, Elrian, you try to see who this individual is. You look in the distance; they're a little bit too far away to quite make out in much detail. Now, it does seem to be humanoid in shape. You can't quite tell what this person is. You can tell it's definitely a male figure for the most part. But besides that, you kind of need to get closer.
Alright, can I get closer?
Yes, you're in the middle of the hillside. That is correct. Yep.
Okay, cool.
All right, so repeat yourself. Will you say yeah or not yet? Arian, what'd you say?
Can I like try and get closer to the individual looks more like?
Absolutely. So all of you watch as immediately after Kubrick has bandaged up, sorry, not Voodooin, bandaged up the Dorella, you see Elrian, after being pointed out by Yap, she starts heading in the direction of this individual. Now, Basil, you see a bunch of heads look in your direction, and someone's moving towards you right now.
I'm just gonna put my hand up in a friendly gesture manner and wave that way. I said, "Is everything all right?" Which I'm gonna scream out.
Elrian, you hear that.
Oh, so I guess I just go more in that direction then.
Okay. Eventually, between now, Basil, are you moving closer at all, or are you staying put?
I'm moving closer.
Okay, so you're starting moving closer. Now you can't quite tell who was yelling, but you definitely know that probably inhabitants of the town arrived. Now, you kind of maybe had a guess. Were these bandits? Are these people? These are the ones that attacked her? But you just tell that they're kind of taking care of her. In fact, you see the individual, a woman, and from the distance you can see that she's bandaged, and she does stand up with the help of, let's say, Voodooin and maybe some of the other party members, and they're starting to maybe slowly see if she can stand on her own as they're going to plan whatever they're going to plan or what they're going to do. I'm not sure. I'll let them decide what they want to do. But as you get closer, you start to make out the party members. Now, just to make this happen again, and it's going to happen a few times until we get familiar with everyone, so bear with it. But I want everyone to describe what they look like. This is mostly for Voodooin, since he's brand new to the game. So, because we definitely hear a weird voice, we see the picture in the top left. So everyone, real quick, describe what you look like. What you might carry as a weapon or item. What stands out.
All right, I'll go.
And
first.
your name, please.
So Kubrick, that's for name. I couldn't find a picture for bald elf with curly mustache, so imagine elf, pointy ears, curly mustache, no hair. Around 5'10". Does that work?
Absolutely. Who's next?
I'll go on.
Basil, what do you look like?
Oh,
Go.
okay.
I'll force it then. Basil, what do you look like?
I'm walking up. I have brown, well, not brown, my bad. I have black hair. It's a bit dirtied up. Same with my clothes. I'm wearing a bit of cheap, kind of darker colored leather. And the only finer clothing you'd find on me is my gloves. My eyes are golden, and you can clearly tell that they're a bit dull from the years I've lived so far and the travels I've had. But I'm about 5'8", and that's it.
And what race are you, Basil?
I am human.
All right. Yayap, the high-pitched talker. Who are you?
I'm Yayep. So Yayep is kind of like short, maybe like 4 foot, or maybe 5 foot, 4 foot, 4.5 tall wise. Anyway, he has kind of like this, like that standard like peasant kind of cap with the strands that come down. Kind of like sideburns, but it's been kind of modified to almost be sort of like cowl-like, and it's pulled down way over, almost like the tip of his nose, to block out as much sunlight as possible, because the sunlight actually bright lights actually kind of hurt his eyes. And he kind of has on like this really large, cumbersome backpack, and out of it you can see. Other than that, you can see a dagger on his side, but you can see like an axe, a pickaxe, kind of poking out of his backpack, as well as just he's got stuff and ready to go, and very like leathery clothing, and he kind of has to like lift his head to see forward, kind of like when you think of like a little kid when they have like a big helmet on. It kind of has like this dumb look with this very prudent was it underbite when your lower jaw comes out farther, and it just reveals a lot of his teeth. But overall, seemingly a mischievous but rather kind goblin.
All right, fantastic. Elrian, what about you?
Hard.
Elrian, somewhere between 5 to 6 feet. Pants wearing normal villager clothes. I have like long pinkish hair, and I carry a long sword, long blade.
And what race are you?
A human.
All right. And then, just because I want to leave you out, Voodooin, do you want to describe what you might look like? And obviously, you might make a new character or how you're going to proceed, but if you want to describe how you look like real quick, go for it.
Long brown hair, young, looking for an elf. I guess on my forehead it would be a brown tattoo of almost like a leafless tree, kind of growing from the bridge of my nose out above my eye on my forehead.
Interesting. Okay.
Average height, I guess, for an elf, which I'm assuming maybe like 5'5" or something like that, or 5 foot. And I guess the only thing I really have is the clothes will be brown and brownish and green forest colors, a short bow with a few arrows, and now a kind of a tattered up tent rolled up.
All right. That's very good.
My back.
All right, fantastic. So that is what you all see. And now, as mentioned, we'll get into the more details about your role inside the town when we get to that point. But for right now, you do exchange minor greetings. You do look at each other. And the question is, with the events unfolding, we have Jarella on her feet. What is the course of action all of you want to do right now? She's still pleading. Now, in fact, which one of you is actually currently helping support Jarella? Which one of you?
No,
I guess it would be me.
The one supporting her, right?
Yeah. Helping her walk around a little bit.
I guess it would be me. I helped her bandage. So.
Okay, so Voodooin, you're helping Jarella, and again, back to a bit of the racial tensions, but she grabs your hand with both of hers, and she looks at you, and she just looks in your eyes, Voodooin. And probably for the first time, I would say, in your life, you're experiencing the very, very first, let's say, real, genuine pleading emotion from a human to you. And she's going, please, Voodooin. And she knows your name, which probably surprised you a little bit. She goes, please save my baby, please save my baby. And she is pleading with you.
I'll look down, or I'll nod at her, and I'll take her the baby's, I guess, what's it, strap thing. And,
okay.
I'll tell her that we'll all get her baby back.
I guess we'll come to play right now. So all of you that are from Godsdale, your role within Godsdale is basically be determined on your highest skill. If you have 2 high skills, you can pick which one. So knowing that Voodooin, his highest skill
is agility.
Actually, why do you not have?
Oh, your adds attributes. So.
Now, I just realized you have no
skill
points. I just realized that. We're gonna do that real quick for you. That's unusual. In 1 second, while I quickly slap on skills to your character. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not going to force anyone to do anything. I'm presenting an opportunity. You can go through if you want to. You can just ignore her. You go back, leave her baby. It's up to you. I'm not going to stop you. I am not going to railroad except for my one thing with you picking the non-combat talent. So it's up to you if you want to do this, yes or no. Again, though, I do go with consequences, so she would know that you would not help her. But again, I'm not going to say the game's over, y'all suck, and end the game if you don't want to help her out. It's up to you. This is just an opportunity to find a way to get y'all to work together and essentially form a group, because as is right now, none of you are adventurers. You're about to be, because that's the point of the game. I'm hoping you'll be. And so you need to find a reason to work together. So that's why I'm presenting an opportunity for you. But if you don't want to, we'll just find another one. But
Is she saying this out loud? Or
Yes.
Is she saying this?
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause I'm gonna like. Is she like kind of bending down a bit, like limping, or is
she's definitely limping. She's been held up by Voodooin, and that's where you kind of see. She's been talking about her baby. Y'all know her baby's not here. Her you can understand what's going on, but she clasps Voodooin's hands, both hers, and she's pleading with Voodooin and all of you essentially in return to find her baby, which is currently gone. So while I decide what you want to do, I'm going to make the skills on Voodoo real quick, because apparently for some reason his thing didn't finish.
I'm gonna walk a little closer to him. I said, I know I'm a stranger to all of you, but I don't mind helping her find a baby, but I'm gonna ask you, ma'am, in return, do you think you could give me some rations on my journey? Just for a day, you could say.
I have something here. And she has some foodstuffs in her pack. I'll give you all. She has actually 2 units. A unit is a D6, so 2 units is a D8. So you have either 2 D6s or 1 D8. You can distribute to the party, I would say. No, not everyone can take a D6. It's 1 D6 or it's either 2 D6s or 1 D8. Either or, but that goes to someone, I would say. But that could be foodstuffs.
Split?
You can't split it. It's a D8. So 1 D8 goes to someone. It's 2 units. So if someone has a D8, right now for the food, that D8 is 2 units. So it's 2 rings. So it goes from a D8 to a D12. So every dice type is a unit. So 1 unit is D6, 2 units is D8, 3 units is a D10, and so forth. So if you already have a D10 and you gain 2 units of food, you can't go past a D12. So you have 1 unit to go to a D12, and then you have another unit to go to someone else. So it's not split in that sense. You split it by actually changing the dice type.
Alrighty.
I have a question for Dorella.
Alright.
Where'd it go? Where'd the monster go? Or whatever attacked you?
Give me 1 second.
Fine.
I'm doing the skills real quick. Give me 1 second.
Oh no, that's fine. I figured it was just something for the back burner.
Okay, so Voodoo, you see his skills on your character sheet now.
Yep, I do.
Alright, so real quick, I need to actually back this up because I learned the lesson the wrong way, so let me do that real quick. Okay, alright, sorry. So I did that, he's good now. So now back to the question. So, she goes, it was just black. I didn't see, it came out of nowhere. I didn't hear anything. They just came, it just screaming, and it just sounded like birds.
Did you see where it went? Where'd it go?
I'm not sure. I don't know. So essentially, that's going to require you to do a bit of investigation around the site of where she fell. But that's kind of pushing towards.
Okay, are there okay, can I roll for scouting real quick?
So scouting, absolutely, if you so wish.
Okay, I'm looking for any mammal.
Looking for any animal?
Mammal.
Any mammal? Okay.
Yeah. Do I roll advantage? Anything or normal
No,
roll?
just roll.
Got it.
Don't quite see anything. Nothing that stands out, I would say. Nothing stands out. So I'll say this. The skill would want to be used if you want to see some more clues. I will give an example. I'll give hints. You could use survival to see where it might find anything. You can use scouting if you so wish. She mentioned birds. She mentioned stuff like that, so maybe animal handling. So all these skills I would allow you to potentially use. Just tell me how you're going to use it.
Well, I mean, animal handling is when I'm dealing with an animal.
Yeah,
and
well, I
know
guess that
what
makes sense.
animal is.
It's going to be scouting survival will probably be this one.
Yeah. And survival. Yeah. So I don't say anything.
I'm gonna use survival, and I'd like to use animal handling in case I see for any tracks.
That actually would be
But I
survival
might
also. So I'd like to go do survival. Yeah, go give me a survival roll.
Can I do that too?
Absolutely. Those who want to roll, go ahead and roll. I'm not going to stop you. Go ahead and roll survival.
Darn.
Now, Ludwin, real quick to you, because now you're seeing different bunch of colors. So the white dice are your attribute dice. If you look at survival, it's linked to wits. Wits for you is 4. That's why you roll 4 white dice. The red dice are the skill dice, because your survival is 2. That's why you have 2 plus 4, which is 6. That's what you're seeing in chat. Now, I'll explain pushes when it gets relevant to you, or if someone does, I'll explain it. But you, Voodooin, you see something interesting of note. You find on the ground, around the area that, besides the blood from Dorella, you see large feathers. They're black in nature. They're ruffled. They're a little bit greasy, I would say, but they're the length of your lower arm. They're much bigger than a normal bird you would see around the area. You know for a fact.
Can I tell, like, in kind of what direction they moved off?
You can. They go towards the hills to the southwest.
So I'll point it. I'll try to get everybody's attention and point at the feathers, the way they're laid out on the ground, and point towards east and southwest.
Southwest, yes.
Southwest towards the hills, and say it would appear that whatever has taken her baby Dorilla is southwest, or flew off towards the southwest. And they gotta be either a pretty damn big bird or lots of big birds. She did say she heard several bird calls, so I would say we're looking at more than one.
So there are birds.
Yes. There's wildlife, there's birds. In fact, what is interesting is during the Blood Mist, it's not been unknown to have wildlife, animals, cows and whatnot, to not be hurt by the Blood Mist. Just people.
Would they have been transformed by the blood mist at all?
There's obviously people that say that, yes. But in general, those of you that have lived inside Gosdale know that's not been the case. There's been situations where you would see rabbits emerge, animals, wildlife, deer, from the blood mist, and they'd be fine. Obviously, sometimes people would avoid that because they're afraid of them turning to something evil. But people that did still consume food or eat, well, that's the same thing, but that would eat the food of the wildlife would know that there's been no ill effect. Wildlife has never been affected by the blood mist.
So birds ain't mammals, so I can't do anything.
Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
what was the question?
No, it was just a statement. I'm just saying I can't do anything with birds because they ain't mammals.
Yeah. You just know that the feathers, and you can see this now, you kind of look together, you put together, and they do kind of form a direction, probably in the struggle with Dorella, that this bird did lose some feathers, and it kind of clump in a kind of like a pathward direction towards the west, towards the hills, the mountains.
Do you think I could do a insight check to determine maybe the size the danger of this bird. Not, I wouldn't say danger. Danger's too far, but more so the size or.
Basil, what's your profession inside the town? What's your highest skill?
My highest.
Actually, no,
skill
sorry. You're not high skill in the town because you're an actor from the town. What's your highest skill?
Oh, I have 3 that are all at 3. That's sleight of hand, crafting, and manipulation.
We should probably all go over that.
So for you, Basil, I would say, since you have been traveling here, but you're not exactly a hunter, you're not really an adventurer yet. So you just don't know. It's just a really damn big feather. It's a big bird. It's the biggest feather you've ever seen, I'll put it that way. In fact, this is the biggest feather all of you have seen, I'll put it that way.
By the way, in case you guys are wondering, my highest skill is it's animal handling, and only second. Then second is healing.
So everyone actually in chat, or talk amongst yourselves. What would have been your kind of profession within town? What would you be known for in town? Now make it fit the actual theme. It's a small hamlet, about 200 people, so you're not like some super big mithril engineer. Just make something that fits within the town.
Oh, well, this makes more sense, actually.
So do me a favor, write down in chat what you are known for. And so Elrain, you yourself would know that because that this is a gargantuan feather, just talking around the companions around you, no one knows. Now you can ask around the village, but you expect that no one's probably gonna know either what this is.
Okay.
This just, I combined the two. It kind of works out. Does that work?
Right, myself. What you put in chat?
Vet.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
All right, so Kubrick, Elrain, yep, that's absolutely fine.
I just went with what my talents were. Yeah.
That's absolutely fine. All right, so that's essentially what you're known for within the town. So determine how you want to proceed forward. While I now do what I typically do really bad in my games, because I just go into narration, I need to actually take freaking notes. So while I take notes about what's going on so far, everyone, because again I do improv a lot of stuff, go ahead and determine how you want to proceed forward while I take my quick session notes for what's going on so far. It's one thing I need to actually improve on my skill set when I run games. Let's do that.
Should we leave now and go do that? I mean, go to the village and ask about him, about any creatures, or should we just go and get the baby? Because by the time we go and ask the villagers, the baby's probably gonna be dead.
Yeah.
It's probably not a good thing.
Well, considering we have no idea what it is, or where it is, or how it works, there's bound to have been something that size. Someone surely must have seen it in town.
I agree with Yep. We need to. I think haste is going to be your best ally.
I'm with you up too. I can't.
Who knows? Maybe that guy knows.
Oh, sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh no, it's okay. I was just saying I'm with Yep. I disagree with going to the village because by the time we get back, the child could be dead. And at the same time, I'm more thinking about the child equaling food from the woman, meaning food for us. So, you know, dead baby, no food.
And that's a human baby, no
By
matter
the way,
what.
I'd just like to point out that for me, you didn't interrupt him. You were like 5 seconds behind him, so it was really weird.
Oh, really? Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, like you talked after him.
Oh, yeah, I was talking and then he talked for me.
Oh.
All I know is we got to bring this baby back to life because that's a human baby, and you know they'll blame the death on us no matter what.
I mean, that's fair. I'm talking out of
Except
character.
for
Yeah.
the human, and he points at Basil.
I want to ask that guy over there, like,
Hey, maybe he knows what took it, or where it went, or what it is, or if it's delicious or not.
Well, I wouldn't really know. I've been traveling for a while. I've seen many things, but I can't recall a lot of things that I've seen.
Not you, him.
And I point to the guy across the way that we saw when we came in. Like, that we couldn't really see very well.
That was
Oh, that was you?
yeah. Like after you guys got here,
Oh.
and I was still because I stated I was still far behind. I was following.
Oh,
slowly
you were
'cause I
the
was
guy
getting
we saw in the
cautious.
distance.
Yeah.
That we couldn't tell if you had the baby or not.
Yes. No, he didn't have the baby.
Okay. Yeah, I figured, yeah.
I look down at Yap
Okay.
Yap and don't think I don't forget that you got to eat some cow pies. You were third getting there.
What? I wasn't last. Nah.
Wait, I wasn't last? What's that?
But yeah, no, he wasn't last.
Who was last?
I mean, I was first, so I don't really know. Process elimination. So,
Oh, Illyrian.
Oh yeah, no, I was second. I was second because I pointed out the guy. I pointed out Basil.
I was second. Because I was the one that went down and helped
No,
her
you were
out.
third. Then you healed her. Remember?
Nah, I was there. I was the next one around there.
I'm
Your
just
stumpy
standing
little
here
legs
and
would beat
wonder,
me.
is cow pie some type of beef pie? Is it something that you guys treasure in this town? Cow pie?
Yeah, it's
cow pie is
My
shit.
eyes
cow
sparkle.
meat. And I'll
Yeah,
elbow
exactly.
everybody. Yeah, it's cow meat. When you go into town, go to the tavern and ask for a cow pie.
I stop you like I put my hands up on you like
No, he's talking about the cow pies from
wait
From the lantern.
from
from the Dead Lantern Tavern.
wink wink. I say wink as I'm winking.
I'll try not to laugh. Be like, yeah, ask for Thorin. Ask for his special cow pie.
Y'all are
Make
some
sure you
really
get 'em extra
weird
warm.
people to name cow pies after something so dirty, but alrighty, I'll try it.
Yes.
I like rub my hands together.
I'll give a Yap a nudge with my knee and laugh with him.
All right. So, what is the course of action the group would like to do? I hear there's some talk about immediately going to find this thing, also going back to town. So, how do you want to proceed forward?
Well, I think I'm the only one. I think I'm the only one voting for town.
Yeah, I think the rest of us voted to go straight for it.
Well, Larry, what do you want to vote for?
Are you asking?
We should just vote for it.
Yeah, I was asking her. I don't think she, or they, said anything.
You talking about the woman?
Yeah.
Oh, she just by looking at her, she's in no condition to go into.
No, I
Well-
meant the character. Or I don't know if that. Sorry, the Illyrian.
Oh, okay.
Did they speak up?
Arian, you here?
Yeah,
What's your vote?
I think we should just go find the baby.
So yeah, I'm out numbered. So you guys do.
Alright.
Yeah.
All right. So this would require you all to start traversing in the direction of where this happened. So that would be towards the southwest, towards the mountains. In fact, as you start moving in that direction, you indeed do see that you find the occasional feather. Again, very, very large. In fact, it's the largest feather you've all have ever seen. And it does bring to mind what the hell kind of bird, vulture, or beast is this thing that is causing this. But to go any further, we're now going to go into a first part because we're going to move out of Hex. We're going to move into a mountainous terrain, so we need to. That's fine. Get the feathers voodoo. we're now going to do a part of the hex crawl. So, as mentioned, it is still the daytime. Now, everyone needs to have a role. Now, we did go very, very briefly through this last session. This is mainly towards you also, Crow. In this game, when you move hexes, I'm going to write the hex, I'm going to write the map again. So, when you do move from one location to another on the hex, every hex is 6 miles or 10 kilometers. When you move, the group all has a certain role they pick between pathfinding. That's the one that guides the way. That's what your role is going to be, Voodooin, Crow, when you popped in the game. You have someone that's going to be lookout. That's going to make sure that you're not ambushed by anything, and in general, just to see what's around you. The scout would be very good to actually find this baby or what's been going on. Then you have the followers. That's when you move. When you are stationary, there's a lot more things you all can do. So, we're now going to go into the first part because we need to move. So, anytime any movement is done in a large scale, we go into hex crawl. And we'll do that after I come back from taking a quick piss. So, be right back.
Didn't expect that.
Yeah, I had to do that randomly.
That actually sounds kind of good.
I'm playing Left 4 Dead 2 in the background as I'm playing.
Nice. I'm gonna go use the bathroom as well while we're doing this.
Modded the shit out of my game. It's so good. Okay. Tommy gun. Okay, Patrick's around here.
What kind of mods did you do to Left 4 Dead?
Okay, so I'm playing Private Investigator, right? I got says Daryl from Walking Dead. I got fuck it, I forgot the name of the Rochelle skin, but like a librarian, and then I got Nick. I just changed his outfits now to black, so he looks cooler. I got a bunch of weapon mods. I have some Silent Hill enemy mods. So for like the tank, I forgot what game it was from, but it's an enemy from Silent Hill. Then fuck, what was the other one? I have another Silent Hill one. I forgot what the other Silent Hill one was. For the witch, I have the witch as the amnesia monster from Amnesia: The Dark Descent, which I don't know why I did that. It's kind of scary. I probably got to remove it. The hunter. Speak of the hunter. Hi, hello. Okay, hi, team. It's Kermit the Frog, and the boomer is Patrick from SpongeBob. That's pretty much all the mods I have.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't played that game in a long time.
And then the super mutant is the FEV monster, the failed FEV super mutant from Fallout 3.
Oh, nice.
Actually, it really suits him. It looks fucking cool. And I have a bunch of mini mods, but that's about it.
Did have a lot of fun playing that game when I used to play it.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll do another. Looks like people are betting. I'll do another ready vote.
I've mainly played this game on Xbox with my cousin a lot, so I'm very new to mods.
Give me just a minute and I'll be back. I'm just getting
That's fine. That's why I did the ready vote. So it's been like a small break. So I'll do a little intermission. What's everyone think so far?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Oh, I like it.
I like it. It's
Yeah.
it's simple, it's small,
pretty
and that's
good.
good. I like that.
Now, like I said, this is a new style for me. I haven't done Hex Crawl before, so I'm going a little bit out of my style that I've done. But when I ask for criticism, tell me the good as well as the bad. Even more so for the bad because, like I said, I want to improve as a DM no matter what I do. So don't worry about my feelings. I want to know so I can improve my game. So always let me know. Of course, I appreciate when you tell me it's good, but definitely give me the brutal truth of what you think about the game. So.
I like this final or the fantasy grounds.
It's definitely my favorite
Pretty
stuff.
cool.
I thought it would be a lot more difficult than I thought. It's not that hard. It's fairly simple. I like that.
After one full session, most people have fantasy grounds. After a 2 or 3 full sessions, you'll know it back of your hand, and all it does. So.
It definitely allows you to do a lot more than what the Roll20 does.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I know Roll20 has some good stuff with it, but I refuse to use it from what happened to me. But they both have the good in and outs and the good and bad stuff.
I would say the only thing that's kind of confusing is the dice rolling.
What? This one in which way?
Oh, that gets a. Yeah.
It seems like the numbers don't really matter. It just matters if you get. I'm assuming the skull's bad, and then the cross swords is.
Oh, okay, so Crow, it's for you. So the dice results do matter in a significant way. So on these dice, a 2 through 5 do nothing. It's just a blank value. The skull is actually bad when you start pushing, which no one's done yet. But here's how the bit mechanic works. While I'm still waiting for players to hit check mark. When you fail a roll, even if you succeed, you can push the roll. You push your luck. When you push a roll, you re-roll all the dice that's not a skull or a crossed sword. You take the new result. The thing is, now that you pushed, these skulls damage your character or the gear that it rolled on.
Actually, that's a good point. What's the point of having 2, 3s, and 4s if you have to get
Having what?
like? Because you say we have to beat 6 for everything, right?
No, you have to roll a 6. The number 6.
Roll a 6. Okay, so what's the point in 2, 3, 4, and 5?
They're just blank.
Okay, that's my biggest issue then. It's mostly numbers me.
Yeah, so decimal system is in that
that's why
essence.
you roll so many to make it more fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the more dice you roll, the better chance you have of succeeding.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, what are our pluses in certain? So if I roll animal handling, how does the +3 affect it?
You get plus 3 dice.
Oh, okay. So each point's a die. All right,
Yes.
I get it.
Each number is a dice.
Yeah. Works off your basic attributes. However many attribute points you get is how many base dice you get.
Which is the
Then
white
how many
dice.
Skill point you get adds onto it.
Which is the red dice.
Great.
And then the black dice are the gear dice. So when you start using weapons, you'll see it come to play fully.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
get
you
it.
posted a picture of all the chances depending on how many dice you had. I thought you did.
It's in the book.
Screenshot of
You can look at.
Yeah. It's like 67% of succeeding with like 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah.
So, it's literally a 60% chance of succeeding, which is pretty much the same as D&D, but except with the D20, it's slightly less or higher depending on your attributes. But I like the chance of it more in this game.
Yeah, it's definitely a different system.
Just creates for new interest.
And so, like I say to everyone, especially because most of you are essentially 5e players, if you realize this is not for you, because I'm not going to say this is the greatest thing and it's better than everything else. No, some people don't like dice pool systems. Some people don't like D100 systems. If you don't like this game, don't feel bad if you want to leave the game, because, like I said, just trying it out is good enough for me because I like to show players new systems, and sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't. So don't force yourself to like stay in the game or like that. If you don't like it, then just let me know, and then we'll buy you out of the game peacefully. But yeah,
I like it. It's just the dice system is.
It's different. It's very different. I know.
That's kind of weird.
It's like Star Wars. I never liked.
Oh, I love Edge of the Empire.
I've never actually done that.
I love Edge of the Empire.
About.
Yeah, I've done that dice system for a Naruto game, for a Fallout game, Mass Effect, Transformers, and Star Wars. Yeah, I've done small games. The biggest ones were actually Star Wars and Mass Effect.
How many explosions did you write?
How many what?
How many explosions happen per second?
Every minute something exploded. I was inspired by
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay, absolutely. All right, is everyone ready? Because I'm still waiting for Seabass and Crow to select the ready.
Oh, I didn't know.
sorry.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, cool.
Yeah, they've just been sitting
Yeah, I'm waiting for you guys. I'm waiting for you to go. I'm like, oh wait, so everyone's ready. All
I'm
right,
just chilling, finishing up the Dead
we're
Cells
just
thing.
talking. That's fine. All right.
Playing online. So I can pause it in a moment.
Do they
So-
have a Mass Effect game? Real quick, sorry.
It's a homebrew someone made.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple
Yeah.
of them.
I'd be
That would
willing
be
to
nice
homebrew
play.
it.
You mean
I would
D&D.
so love to homebrew it.
Okay, we're talking about that after the game. Let's go back into this. So we now need to start. That's fine. We still, like I said, it's gonna be a live session today, so I'm not going heavy deep into what I typically do. I'm starting to get back. I haven't run a game in about 2.5 months, so I'm getting back in the flow of things. I took a break for this whole COVID thing going on. That's why my voice kind of cut out last couple games. All right, so we need to now go ahead and start traveling around this map. So anytime, as I mentioned, we do some traveling, we need to get into roles. So we're going to go into what is the day phase right now, because it is currently 2 p.m. What is everyone's role? So I do this to have everyone know. So Voodooin, you're the Pathfinder. So I want you to write down Pathfinding inside the chat, please. Now I need to have someone be the Scout. Now, or the Lookout. Lookout is going to be whoever has the highest scouting skill usually. It can be anyone you want. But I need to have one player be the Scout. Then I need everyone else to be essentially following the group. So, Voodooin, so the Pathfinding, fantastic. Who's going to keep watch?
Yeah, okay. That's just double checking. Keep watch is scouting.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Pathfinding is going to be survival, which I do know Voodooin has because that's what his character role was for the player dropped.
I can scout. Since Voodooin... Oh, sorry, Yayap can scout. Since Voodooin is leading the way.
Whoever's going to do it, type it out in chat.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Right. You said that.
I want everyone to get used to this. Alright, so that means Yep is scouting, Voodooin is pathfinding, everyone else can be following along. So, we now need to determine what happens. Yep, you're scouting ahead. I want you to go ahead and you're going around the group as the group goes forward. Voodooin leading the way. Voodooin, we didn't even mention it yet, but you have a wolf next to you the entire time. So, Yep, go ahead and give me the scouting roll, please. This is for the group to see if anything might happen, yes or no. Now, here's the thing, Yep. You take this roll. But if you take this roll, you're going to fail the scouting roll. So if something does ambush you, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss anything that might be out there. Now, you can push if you want. Do you want to push this roll, Yayap?
Scouting is based off of my wits, correct?
Yes.
So...
Now, you already have one skull. So no matter what, you're going to get 1 damage on this. So it's up to you. Because you know, if a fight does break out, you're going to have 1 less empathy. Or wits, I would say.
Yeah, and I only have 2 wits, so I don't really want to push that.
Okay. So it just means your character's preoccupied. So now, Voodooin. We need to have you do yours, and here's how you do this. Go to your character sheet, Voodooin.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the Abilities tab, please.
Okay.
Go to Lead the Way. And then roll it like you would a skill. The little brown button.
Isn't that like a miniature D20?
Wait, you said into attributes?
No, the Abilities tab of the character sheet.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine,
All
you're
right.
fine.
Lead the way.
No, I threw your brain to this,
All
so
right.
you're good. So under the Journey Actions... Oh, no, don't click that, though.
Oh,
So had that go back to... So click that till it goes back to Survival.
sorry about that.
You're good, you're good. I can follow along on my side, so it's fine. Okay, so at the right-hand side, the little brown button you would click on to roll skills, click on that. Fantastic. All right, so...
Nice.
Voodooin, you're tracking the birds phenomenally well, and you pick up the furthers as you go. So, Voodooin, you're in control of the group, essentially, because you're the Pathfinder. So you lead where the group goes. So, do you have the map open, Voodooin?
Yes.
You see the little icon? You control that. You're the Pathfinder.
Okay.
You move that where you want the group to go. So, move it.
And we're heading south,
Southwest.
I guess.
Essentially, you move it to this X. This X right here.
Oh, okay.
Down 1. There you go.
Yeah, I thought we were moving to
Okay.
the mountain. Yeah.
So, y'all do cross the Coldwater River. Now, luckily, being so close to Godsdale, there is a bridge already there. And the fact that Voodoo did roll 2 successes, you're able to find it successfully. Now, for your information, Voodooin, as long as you roll 1, 6, or the cross sword, you succeed at the task. So, you led the group and you found the natural crossing point, you found the bridge. So you're now into difficult terrain. You're now within the mountainous terrain. And it is here that you're starting to come across more of these feathers. A bit more sporadic, but now, as you're going through this terrain, you hear a screech. In fact, you can hear the sounds of a child, a baby screaming. It is dusk. Every time you move, it does move the time frame forward. So the sun has started to go down the horizon, heading towards nighttime. And as you're traversing here, looking around, you hear the scream, the whining of a baby. It sounds a bit weak now, though, and it kind of echoes around the mountainous terrain. When out of the air comes, well, foes. A number of them. 3, for that matter. 3 enemies rush out of the air, large bird-like beings. They have the body of a female woman. They got the wings of a black raven and the talons. They got the face of a human in a kind of a mix of a twisted, angry visage or even a beautiful woman. They are unclothed as they are bird-like beings. They are harpies. And they're the ones that have the giant feathers because as they come down to attack all of you is when a couple of feathers get dislodged and fly around. But that is what has attacked and stole the baby from Dorella. And because, unfortunately, Yayap was preoccupied and missed this, they get attack of opportunity, or essentially they get the first attack on all of you. So, I'm going to share what you specifically see. Alright, so NPCs, images. And what images I'm going to show are based off what the book shows, just because I'm going to keep with the authors of the game.
Keep going there, Eagle Eyes. Yeah, yep.
Look out!
Here we go. So this is exactly what attacks all of you.
Nice.
I'd still do it.
Harpies are the best.
I'd do it.
Alright, let's see. Good one.
I look over at Kubrick. Looks like your girlfriend's in town.
Alright, so here's what's going to happen. Now that we have the first combat of the game open, we're going to have a couple of things open. You want to have, obviously, your character sheet open, because that's where a lot of stuff's going to happen. You want to have the combat tracker open now also. Everyone at the top right of Fantasy Grounds, there's a button that looks like crossed swords. Click on that, please open it up. This is where the harpies are going to be located. This is where you're going to do some rolling where something's going to happen. So I'm going to throw in the harpies now.
Wait, what? Where do you want us to go? Oh, the cross swords. Got
Yes.
it.
So you'll see the harpy inside the combat tracker now. So you only see there's one. Now, harpies are monsters, and inside Forbidden Lands, monsters and humans are treated differently, I would say. In this case, harpies have their own unique style. In fact, there's 3 of them, but they are one entity in themselves. They are flying, and they are swooping down. Now, because Yayap failed the roll, they go first, and then we go into initiative order. So I'm going to do their thing now. This is going to be the first combat, and we're going to see what happens. And we're going to see how well people are hopefully prepared, and we're going to see, because we're just going to see what the hell happens.
So I'm curious. Never mind. You'll probably explain it anyway.
No,
I'll
no,
let you go.
no, ask me.
Oh, I was gonna say. So, wits have something to do with something.
Alright, so every skill is linked to an attribute. every attribute has its own health value. The current number, so you go to the main tab of your character sheet. You'll see that you have, on the attributes, you have max and current. Now, what we haven't seen so far is that when you do a dice roll, your dice roll is your current value plus your skill plus your gear. So if you get damaged, your values go down. If it hits 0, your character becomes broken. And you have various effects based on what breaks. If your strength breaks, you get knocked unconscious because you're essentially bleeding out. If your agility goes to 0, you're broken in the sense that you are too fatigued. If your wit breaks, you go down and you essentially become too confused to do anything, or you run away. If your empathy goes to 0 and you break, you essentially go a bit red with rage, or you have to run away because your mind's kind of get up on you, kind of like fear. So multiple things. Now in combat, for the most part, it's mostly going to be against strength. So this is for you, Crow. For pay attention, your strength is your HP. Once it hits 0, you're going down. We're now seeing the effects of the first round of combat. We're going to see what happens. And now, if you pay attention, this is much more deadly than D&D. And the harpies, they all scream, they all cackle, they all swoop down, talons deadly. These are the talons that opened up Dorella. Now, they all go for a mass attack. Out of 3 of them, 2 swoop down to assail, well, 2 of you. We're going to see which one of you 2 get hit. Now, we have 5 players. I'm going to roll a d6. I'm going to roll it twice, and we'll see who gets hit. Voodooin, Basil, you're being attacked by these birds. You're now going to see the roll I do in chat. And I'm going to explain how the roll works for Crow and for all of you that need to pay attention, because this is the first time we're doing combat in this game. We're going to see what happens. Now, because they got the ambush on you, you cannot defend yourself by dodging or parrying. That's a drawback of getting ambushed in this sense. Here is the roll they do against both of you. Not bad, at least. Not bad, at least. So, if you read the chat, it says mass attack, damage is 1 / an attack. So, the damage is 1 plus every other success, or every success besides the first one. So, because I only got 1 success, I only do 1 damage. So the birds come down, they start to swipe. And Voodooin and Basil, I'll do it for you, but you're now going to see that your strength, current, has gone down by 1. Because these birds are, the harpies, have already started to attack all of you. That is their round of combat. We now go into initiative order. And I'm going theater of mind for this point. This game, mostly for the most part, is theater of mind. There is a battle map, or there's a theatrical map I can do, but I'm going to ignore that for right now. I want to explain the mechanics, because this is the first actual combat we're doing in this game. So, you're all with mountainous terrain. You're all within near range. There are ranges in the game. You have arm's length, you got near, and let me actually pull up so I can find out ranges real quick. You got arm's length, near, short, long, and distant. There's no actual inches spread out. All of you are within near length of each other. And these harpies are all around you. 3 of them, in fact. We're now going to... And I'm going to see how the players want to do this. When we roll initiative, for one, I am going to go against the book because the fact that I don't have the system here, do it fast. Typically, you have a deck of cards, 1 through 10. Everyone does a card, that's your initiative order. I don't really want to do that because I think it'll slow it down, so I'm going to go ahead and just use dice rolls. And I'll give the players the lead. So if the enemy gets a 6 and the player gets a 6, I'll give the player the turn. So I think it's more beneficial for the player in that sense. So, everyone, because I think it's more fun for everyone to roll their own dice, I want everyone to pick up a d10 for your initiative and roll it in chat.
Oh, I think I just rolled the...
Yeah, you rolled a 5. You're fine.
A D10?
Yeah.
Where do I find the D10?
So d10 are at the bottom of the screen.
Okay.
It's a row of dice.
The 4th one, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Basil rolled a 1, unfortunately. Voodooin rolled a 5.
Oh. I have to actually throw.
Elrian rolled a few dice, but he also rolled a 1. And Kubrick also rolled a 1.
Say.
You're rolling horribly. What the hell is going on? I'll roll for myself also. So, and I rolled it.
Since,
Oh
since we have time, do we
no.
have to re-roll? And do
No. I see. Basil rolled a 10. Ellen rolled a 10. Kubrick rolled a 1. I see now. Never mind. That's actually good to know. All right. So, me change order. Basil actually rolled a 10. Let's see what's going on here.
Zero, not
Ellen also rolled a 10.
It does look different from Kubrick.
Yeah, I see what they're doing here with the dice. I'm actually glad that hacked him. I'm glad that hacked me. Actually, you fixed that. I did actually change order quite a bit. And as I mentioned, I will give players a lead. So Basil and Ellen will go first, and then it will be. Unfortunately, Kubrick did roll a 1. All right. So now here's how combat works. Everyone, pay attention.
Wait, but everyone, or most people.
Huh?
Wait, but Basil rolled a 1, Elrian rolled a 1, I rolled a 1.
Oh, the zero
No.
isn't showing.
If you if you look at the dice, look at Kubrick's. Kubrick's 1 is centered, whereas mine, Basil's, and Elrian's, the 1 is to the left of the center mark. I'll change it later on to get this more thorough, but I know what it's doing right now. Because it's reading it as percentile dice, that's why. So, I'm gonna.
So I go, alright. So what does that mean?
It means you're going last, Basil.
Ah, okay.
That's all it means. You're just going, we rolled a 1, so it goes from highest to lowest. So, in this case, Basil, you go first, then Elrian is on deck, and then it goes to me. Now, combat. Here's how combat works. You'll have a slow action and a fast action. A slow action is usually something that is a attack roll, a skill, something that takes a bit of time. It's a slow action. Most times it can be cast a spell or hitting something with a weapon. You have a fast action. Fast actions are for movement. It's for raising a weapon, for swinging a weapon to do more damage, like a heavy weapon, like a polearm or a great sword, to ready a arrow in a bow. You can substitute the slow actions for 2 fast actions. Now, with the knowledge in hand, you need to get within arm's length to hit a harpy. All at near length right now. So I'm going to show the battle map because it actually is going to make things easier for you guys. So give me 1 second.
So you're saying to knock an arrow and shoot it?
It's essentially you're aiming. Let me rephrase it. You're aiming an arrow. You can still shoot without taking fast action, but you can aim to get a bonus.
Okay.
I'm an elf. I don't need to aim.
If you think so.
Place.
Aiming for goblins.
There we go. Alright, so all of you are here within your length. And the harpies, one entity, is essentially that. So that's the range. So once you want to get with the melee range, you have to move into arm length. So they're swooping down, they're attacking all of you. So we now go to Basil. Basil, you're top of initiative order. Now there are some more advanced rules for combat, but I'm going to go slow. I'm going to go easy into it, and then we go some more advanced rules. Obviously, you can look up yourself if you want to, but I'm going to go with a bit slower pace for all of you that just want to be taught in this sense, this manner. So with that knowledge in hand, Basil, you have in a fast and slow action. What do you wish to do? Do you wish to move forward and attack? Do you wish to yell or scream? What do you want to do, Basil?
Oh, sorry, my mic was off. So we're not in arm's length right now, right? We're
No.
Like, short. Or too short, too short.
You're near.
Alright, so what I want to do is I want to use my fast action to ready my, my slow action to ready my, which one is it?
Slow action.
No, I remember, sorry.
Now, real quick,
I'll use
everyone,
my fast,
look at your character sheet. Look at the combat part of your character sheet. This is going to tell you all the actions you can do. You can see that if you have a bow, it will tell you what action aiming is or preparing. So aiming is a fast action.
hold on, I'm looking for it.
So Basil, your ship was not equipped. That's why. So unequip your knife from the left hand and equip the bow. That's why you're not seeing anything. There we go.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna use the fast action to ready my weapon, or do I need to load it?
An arrow, you're fine. You can go and load it immediately as a free action.
Okay, so I'm gonna ready it.
All right. Go ahead and click that button. Click on like you would roll it. Go and click on aim. Again, this is just for everyone to know what's going on. So roll your aim skill. Essentially in the combat tracker, in the combat part of your character sheet.
Alrighty, I'm looking for it really quick. There
Yes.
you go. Do I do any pluses or stuff because I
Nope.
ready
Just click it. You'll do some things, but we'll do it later. Okay, so you're aiming. It's a fast action. Now for your slow action, what would you like to do?
I would like to shoot the harpy, one of the harpies.
Fantastic. Here's what we're gonna do. You see where it says distance to target at the top of the character sheet?
Yes.
Click it and go to near.
Okay.
Now, I want you to go ahead and click the shoot. Sorry, don't click yet. I forgot to give the modifier. You're aiming. So at the bottom of the modifier box, click on +1. Aiming gives you +1 to hit.
Alrighty.
Now, roll to shoot. We're going to see if this works. You get a 6? No.
No.
So here's the thing. You failed the roll. Now, the arrow is going to fly wide. Do you want to push the roll to possibly succeed, or do you want to go with the miss?
I'm definitely gonna push.
Okay, so you should have the push button. Go ahead and click it.
You mean I don't think I have the push button? You just want me to slash push?
Yeah, do /push and hit enter. Hit enter. Okay, so unfortunately, you tried to push, you failed. So you take 1 damage to your agility, which I'll do for you.
Okay, and then I gained 1 will point.
Yes. Gain 1 willpower. Fantastic. Basil, pass your turn.
How do I pass?
At the combat tracker, bottom left, little down arrow. Click on that, please. Elrin, you watched as Basil picked up an arrow from his quiver, loosed it to the harpies. Harpies dodged out of the way, missed. Elrin, it's on you. What do you do?
I try to attack the harpy.
Alright, let's look at your character sheet real quick. Elrin, you have... So make sure your weapons are equipped. It is. Now, Elrin, you need to get in range. You need to move. So, fast action move. Go ahead and drag your character into arm's length of the harpies. Fantastic. Go into a box, though. Not in the center. So I'll put you right there. Alright, it's a fast action. So now I want you to go ahead and attack. Now, you have option. Now, I want everyone to kind of pay attention here. And look at your, if you have a weapon, look at your commentary character sheet. Because now the edged, the pointed qualities determine what kind of attacks you can do. You can slash with a weapon. You can stab with a weapon. These are relevant because an enemy can defend themselves by either dodging out of the way, throw themselves to the ground, or parrying with the weapon or shield. The thing is, based on what attack you do, will modify their defense that they use. So some attacks are good against certain defenses. Some defenses are bad against certain attacks. Now, luckily, the harpies won't defend themselves, so you're good to do whatever type of attack you want to do. The damage is not going to change, but the defenses the opponent can do will change based on what kind of attack you do. So out of the slashing or piercing with a broadsword, Elrian, what kind of attack do you want to do?
Try and stab it.
All right, click on the stab button and let's see what happens. Can you get a blow onto these harpies? Lots of dice. No success.
Nice.
You rush forward. You swing. The blow looks like it's going to miss. Do you want to push?
Sure.
All right. Do you have the push hotkeyed in from last session?
Yeah, I do.
Click it. Let's see what happens. Okay, not bad, not bad. Here's what happens. Right before the blow is about to miss, you redivert the blade of the sword and you strike one of the harpies. Now, the damage of the weapon. What's the damage of the weapon? You tell me. What's it say in the section under weapons and armor? So it'll be at the top. It'll be next to the gear dice.
Yeah. I suppose like the max of it would be like 2.
Yeah, just tell me the base damage. That's what I'm looking for.
It's right
Okay.
next to it to the left.
So if you're in the comment tab, the character sheet, at the top where it says weapons and armor, if you read through it, it'll
Oh,
say,
okay.
what's the base damage?
The base damage would be 2.
Okay, so you do 2 damage. So you swing and you drop a blow against the harpies. Now, as the blade does come in, I will say there is a defensive quality about the harpies. The fact that they fly. So they do avoid a certain amount of damage. So even though your blow is a bit strong, they do admittedly dodge out of the way, but they still take a bit of the blow. So they are still hurt. But you also rolled a 1. So because you rolled a 1 on your push roll, your strength goes down by 1. I'll do it for you. On top of that, you gain 1 willpower. Increase the willpower by 1, please. And willpower is at the top of your character sheet. There we go. You'll see what everyone's willpower is by the diamond on their top left. We now go to the harpies. The harpy is going to do their attack, and they're swooping around. They just got a blow from Elrian, and the harpies swoop backwards, and they start screaming. They open their mouth, and even their cloacas, and they start shooting excrement and vomit in the direction of you, Elrian.
Ugh.
Yeah.
In fact, it's going to hit everyone within your length. So the 3 of them start to do this. They start to shoot essentially shit, in other words, at all of you.
Come on.
Oh no! Mud pies!
Now, if anyone had a shield, they could parry this. If you don't have a shield, well, you might be covered in shit. Now, here's the interesting
I'll
thing.
grab yeah.
Gotta get an infection, gang.
This is not an attack against strength. Because shit's not going to hurt you. But this will be against empathy. So we're now going to see what this does.
Your mental capacities.
All right.
Dang it, succeed.
So everyone takes 1 hit to their empathy.
Everyone takes 1 hit.
Now, I'll do it for you.
Oh, okay.
Oh shoot, you just got me to 0.
Yep, sorry. Yep, I'll put you back up. Now, I will have you do it eventually, but right now, I'm going to do it just to make it easy. So all of you get covered in harpy, bird shit, and vomit. As they're all screaming, yapping.
My mouth was open.
Yummy.
Their turn's over. Voodooing. What would you like to do? Now, Voodooing, your character, let's look at your character real quick, because you just came in the game. So you are a hunter. You're a hunter, essentially you're a marksman. Marksman. You do have a bow. Actually, I was thinking about Kubrick. So you are a character that has a wolf. So I'm going to have your wolf rush in. Because I'm going to assume you want your wolf to tear these things apart. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So I'll have him do his roll in a second. But for you, I want you to go to the combat section of your character sheet. You also got a short bow. Now, you have a fast action and a slow action. A fast action is to aim the bow, and then you can use a slow action to shoot the bow. But I'm gonna ask you, what would you like to do? You can move around, you can do some other stuff, you can start taunting them if you want to. What would you like to do as you're now covered in bird shit?
Is there a spot where I could get cover from, like, them swooping down on me?
There
Is there, like,
is
a
a
ledge or-
place to get cover, but it is a bit far away. You won't be able to get to it right now. This is a shifting battlefield.
Okay. I'll hold off on that. I will just so I guess I'll aim first. So do I need to roll for aim?
Yep, click it. It's not gonna roll. It's just gonna say aim, so I know what's going on.
Okay.
Now, aim gives you
And then
plus 1. So at the bottom left where it says +1, click on that, please.
Oh, okay, yes.
And then click your shoot. There we go. Not bad, not bad. You're a marksman. Now, here's the question again. Would you like to push the roll to do more damage? I'm going to say no to you, because I'll tell you why. Because right now, the way the Harpies are defense-wise, they only take a certain amount of damage. So you can only do a certain amount of damage, so if pushing, that can do anything right now. But
Alright,
there's a
yeah, no, I'm good with it.
benefit to pushing. That is, if you push and you get a skull, yes, you'll damage your character if you get a skull, but you'll gain willpower. Now, here is why willpower is important. And you're going to find the sheet real quick. Okay, you actually don't have. So willpower is used as kind of currency or used to activate special abilities. Now, because you're a Path of the Beast as your kind of class, you use willpower to actually have your animal companion search out an area. So you actually wouldn't be able to use it for damaging. That's another ability you can take if you make a character what you're going to do. But as it is, you do loose an arrow and it strikes into one of the harpies. And there was a harpy with an arrow sticking out of it and bleeding. You get the one that was attacked by Elrian. And it starts screaming. It starts to go down to the ground a little bit. It starts bleeding. More feathers fall off and hit the ground. Well, they kind of float to the ground gingerly. You're doing a bit of work against these things, and they're starting to scream at you even more. We're now going to go for your animal. Let's just see what your wolf does. So your wolf also rushes forward. In fact, let me put the wolf in the image here. We're going to make him this beastie right here. Although it's bred, we're going to make it good. So let's put there, and let's go ahead and roll for your wolf. Let's see if it can do anything fun to this guy. All right, your wolf goes rushing in and literally jumps up, grabs one of the harpies by the leg, and drags it to the ground with its weight. Immediately, it starts to bite the throat, and all of you can watch as the wolf, which was named Arsene by the other character, but Arsene the wolf, your companion, Voodooin, starts to essentially tear the throat out of the harpy. Harpy there gurgles and dies.
Good boy.
Not bad.
Good boy. Who's Jay's good boy?
Now, Voodooin, in the combat tracker, there's a down arrow at the bottom left. Click on that, please.
There's a what? I'm sorry.
There's a down arrow at the bottom left of the combat tracker. Click on that to pass your turn.
Done.
Oh, if it would pass it to Yayap. Are you in the combat tracker? That's the double cross swords at the top right fancy rounds.
That's okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay. I'm teaching you. It's all good. There we go. Yayap, you watch as Arsene the wolf just demolish the harpy that Elrian and Voodooin were attacking. There's 2 harpies left. What do you do, Yayap?
Okay, and moving forward into well, they are in the air, right? Or could I move forward?
They are in the air, but they're fairly low to the ground.
Okay, gotcha. They're basically like hovering just above the ground. Kind of.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna move up into arm's length with my pull out my daggers as my fast action, and slash at them with my slow action.
All right.
I think I'll push it.
All right, go ahead and push.
Please don't fail. Oh, I got like 3 fails.
Okay, so here's what happens.
One success.
Your dagger does break. So your dagger breaks. So let's do this. So this is actually a pretty ridiculous roll. So your strength goes down by 2. Your dagger does break on you. But you do 1 damage. You do actually hit the thing. So as you stab the harpy, we could just say that the harpy, the dagger gets stuck in the ribs or the harpy. As it jumps off, it pushes off with its legs. It breaks the blade in its body.
Oh, come on!
It screams and it just flies down in the air. Blood drips off the harpy onto your face.
Ah!
All right. All right. So that's a fortunate turn of events.
Is there a difference between that skull that's all black, or does that just mean it's part of the?
So the skull on the black means the gear gets damaged, Now the thing is, because the gear only has 1 dice, it goes from 1 to 0, so the dagger breaks.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a better weapon next time.
But it's cool to see the mechanics of the game work. All right, now lastly, Kubrick, it's on you.
Okay, so one of them's dead. Yap Yap fucked up. All right.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. How close am I to the thing you just stabbed? Sorry, I forgot the name of them.
The harpies?
Harpies. Yeah.
You're near like. So for you, yeah, go ahead and move your character, to arm's length. Arm's length
Oh, right.
in the map.
Sorry. I thought I did that. All right.
There you go. Now, same as you, Kubrick, you are within medium range.
Medium range.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You're near range. At the map, you're at near range. So your character has a couple options. Now, because I know we didn't really build your character, we kind of gave you one. So you do have the option to use your short spear, but you also have spells. Now you have. So do you have any spells that actually would hurt these things? Let's find out. Okay.
No, I got none. Okay. Is the dagger still in the harpy?
The blade got buried in the harpy. Yes, the dagger blade broke off.
Okay, I was gonna say something really dumb.
Oh.
But I was gonna say, can I kick it in, but it's just gonna go through my shoe. So never mind.
Well, no, because it's the blunt end.
It's
The
fair,
part-
but if I'm kicking it in hard,
It is flying around, so that one I'm gonna say it'd be a bit hard.
Okay.
Bruce Lee kick or Chuck Norris kick.
Alright, and since I have a spear, I'm able to reach it, I assume. Okay.
Oh yeah, look at the range of the short spear. You can actually stay right there and attack it.
Alright, cool. I would like to just, so I'd like to attack with it, and I want to aim for its throat. Where do I roll? Sorry.
Give me 1 second. I want to see if there actually is any called shots. Let's find out.
Oh, I mean, normally when I just play D&D, it's like, where do you, here's what you want, here's what you're doing, here's what you want to do, if it works, blah, 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 and something happens.
I thought he said, I wonder if there are any college thoughts.
Any called shots? No. All right, yeah. So you aim for the throat. Go ahead and swing. Go. No, sorry. Go and stab. Go and stab.
Okay, where do I roll? Sorry.
So go to the combat tab, of the character sheet.
Combat tab, got it?
Yep. You'll see weapons and armor actions. You'll see stab. But your knife is equipped, not your actual spear. So go up to the weapons armor, unequip the knife in the left hand, and equip the short spear.
Where is, okay, left hand, bam, and then short spear.
Check. There you go.
There we go. Okay, then where's the roll?
So underneath that, the weapons.
stab. Got
Yep. Go and click on that.
Okay, got it.
Can you do it? You got one? All right. So, Ken, do you want to push? Or do you want to do the 1 damage? Now remember, if you push, you're not going to get any extra damage, because the harpies avoid damage. But you could push to gain willpower, because you automatically gain 1 willpower, because you have 1 skull. And actually, yeah, you gained 2 willpower, by the way. You gained 3 willpower, yeah.
Oh, sweet, thanks.
Yeah.
3.
Okay.
So that's the question. Would you want to push, or you want to stick with the roll?
I mean, I'm gonna need a willpower, because, spells, so yeah, I'll push.
Okay. Okay, so you gain 2 willpower, but you also lose 2 strength.
Okay.
So I'll do the damage. So right now I'll do the damage for you. Everyone's in the midst of this battle. But you have actually stayed put, so would you want to move at all? Or you want to stay there?
Well, I'd just like to point out, if I'm losing 2 strength, then I'm at 0.
No, you had 4 strength.
Well, it says currents 2. Oh, did you already?
Yeah, I did already, that's why.
Oh.
I'm taking care of it.
Alright. Okay. So, then, did you have the willpower?
No, you do it yourself.
Okay, so I'm at 2?
Yep. You get 1 for every skull you get.
Alright, and did I successfully stab this, correct?
You did. So you lunge with the spear, hits the throat of the harpy, it starts gurgling blood, starts to falter, starts to fly towards the ground a little bit, but at the end, rights itself back up. It's near death. You got a fatal blow on it, but it's not dead yet. And again, Arzane's on the ground just eating the other harpy, currently.
Okay, and I get a movement action, correct?
Yes! Fast action.
I would okay, so fast action. So... Okay, what am I got either parry or grapple attack.
So those are actual actions. All the parry is defensive actions. So even though they are fast, you do those in response to someone actually hitting you. So you can't do it yet.
Oh, so then it'd be general combat actions?
Yes.
Okay. So then... Okay, I'm probably just gonna... Standing.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. This is more of a... I'm going the full stats of the enemies, but I'm going kind of tutorial with all you guys right now. I'm actually in this. Alright, so... You're kind of pretty good there. Go ahead and pass your turn there, Kubrick.
Okay, go here. Pass turn button is arrow.
There we go. So, congratulations everyone. That is round 1 done. Round 2, all of you a bit hurt. 1 harpy dead. We're going to continue forward. Basil, it's on you. Azane is eating a harpy. Another one just got punctured into the throat by the spear from Kubrick. It's kind of faltering. Blood's going everywhere. You can still hear the baby in the background. In kind of a perched nest, like a giant bird's nest, you can actually now see it. In the midst of moving around the battlefield, you see this bird's nest, as I mentioned. Basil, the advantage is obviously on all your guys' ball court. What do you do?
Could I don't see an option in the combat section, but could I do something like a manipulation to taunt the harpies to get some disadvantage on them for my teammates? Say they travel towards me instead and not focused on them.
There's a taunt ability in the general combat actions.
Oh, really?
Yep, scroll down.
Find it. There you go. It's a slow action, yes. And it's prefer. Oh.
I assume he's gonna have to actually act out the taunt.
Yes, I want you to tell me how you taunt this thing. What do you do? What do you say?
Are there? I'm assuming there'd be some feathers on the ground because of us hitting him and such.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take him up. I'm gonna wave him around. I'm gonna do like that chicken dance, like clap my arms. Hey, you like this?
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, you see how well you do. Roll taunt. Let's see what happens.
Oh god. Okay.
And yes, yeah, willpower is permanent until you spend it.
Thank you.
Jesus.
Good to know.
Do not be bad. Oh shit.
Ooh. You don't get its attention. It's not looking at you. Do you want to push?
I'm gonna fucking push.
Go for it. Roll it.
How much empathy do you have?
He's got 4.
He has
God
4 empathy.
damn it.
Well, you gain 2 willpower, but you also lose 2 empathy. So I'll do it for you.
Oh.
They're just not looking in your
I put my
direction.
willpower in. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Well. And I'm just gonna save my fast action to maybe make a dodge later if I need to.
All right, fantastic. Basil, pass your turn.
Alrighty, let me move that onto the screen.
Yeah, you're seeing now if having multiple monitors is a good idea. It's with Fantasy Grounds. There's a lot of stuff on the screen. Elrian, you have this harpy that's bleeding on you. What do?
The harpy's hovering, right?
Excuse me?
Like the harpy's like kind of in the air, right?
Yes. They're not too far. They're not flying away. They're within attack range, essentially.
Oh, like could I like maybe like fall through the ground and like kind of like backstab it in the head?
You want to bash one in the head?
Yeah.
Pull one down? We can do that part of the roll. It's still going to be the base roll, but we can fluff it that way. Or it'd be an actual grapple if you want to do. You can actually grapple the thing. That's a legitimate attack.
Okay, do that.
Do you want to grapple it?
Yeah.
Alright, I need to read the grapple rules real quick. But yeah, I believe start grapple is what's going to be it. So go ahead and click on start grapple. Let's see what happens. I'm going to look up grappling real quick. That is a resounding success. Let's see. You grab a hold of your opponent to roll for melee, alright. Can be dodged or parried. They are going to actually try to parry this because they have a fast action. So they are going to use their fast action to try and not get hit by that. Let's see. Are they going to dodge or parry? Which one are they going to do?
I think so.
Let's see. They're going to try to dodge it. So I'm going to roll their dodge skill real quick. And let's see if they can roll 3 successes. Let's find out. Based on move. I realize that 2 dice. Yeah, they don't fucking fail. They don't dodge at all. So you go and you grab one of the harpies and you drag it to the ground. Elrian. I'll read up that. All right, do me a favor, Elrin, and go ahead and that would be your action. You kind of need to hold the thing. So, would you want to do the movement at all?
Can I like move it towards me and like kind of grab my sword out and just stab it in the head?
Well, you're holding it, so you actually know. If you go and stab it, you're letting go of the thing.
Okay.
But I'll say
Guess
this.
then-
Well, I'm looking at the rule, so I need to figure out fully. Until I figure out the rule, I'll get everyone +1 hit this thing while it's being grappled.
Okay.
So, Erin, go ahead and pass your turn.
How would I do that?
Combat tracker, the down arrow at the bottom left of the combat tracker. Do you have the combat tracker open?
Yeah.
The down arrow at the bottom left. Click on that, please. There we go. All right, so there's one being held by Elrin, but there's also another harpy out there. So we're going to see what the other last harpy is going to potentially try and do. And that is going to be that. Let's find out. The last harpy does go up and actually swoop down, grabs a rock, and actually throws it. And it's going to go against, let's find out. Yep, you're going to be possibly struck by a rock. All right. Yep. A rock comes flying down. Now, because this is a blunt, you can try to dodge this. Can't really parry it, but you can try to dodge. Would you want to try that? Because you have to do is you would move. It's a move skill, and if you get 2 successes, you dodge out of the way.
Oh, it has to be 2 successes?
Yes, because I rolled 2 successes on my roll.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Duh. Okay, I have a question. So this is a fast movement. Can I use this? Okay, so when you use a reaction in this game, does that count against your fax action? of
Yes,
your
it does. So if you
okay.
don't dodge right now, you do not have a fast action on your turn.
turn? Oh yeah, that's fine. Well, I'll have instead of 2 fast actions, I'll have 1 fast action or a slow action. right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, gotcha. Just wanted to clarify that. I'll dodge.
Well, you can't push though.
I'm unconscious.
No.
Oh, I can?
You can't push because you're defending. So you can't push when you defend. So what happens here is you just fail to dodge. So as you're about to move out of the way, the rock hits you, and it does do 2 damage.
Distress,
Yep.
right?
You go down. So all of you watch as the harpy goes down, picks up a rock, and throws it, and it smacks Yap right in the face. Yap goes down. Now we do the first critical hit of the game. Yap just broke. Every time you get to 0, a crit happens. Now, this is where the potential deadliness of the game happens. So we're going to roll, and I'm going to see what happens to Yap. Now, all of you can see the crit tables in the player's handbook. I'm on page 198, and this is going to be out in the open, and this is what happens to you, Yap. It's a 62. You have a crushed knee. This is also permanent. So running for you is now a slow action.
Can we get an F in the
Huh?
chat? Can we get an F in the chat?
So I'm gonna play this now. You have a crushed knee. Now, here's the thing. This is a potentially lethal injury. You need to get healed, Yayap, or you will potentially die from this. But if you are going to die, It'll happen in a certain amount of time, which I know, but it's in days. So you have at least a day to get this treated.
Oh, so it is treatable if I.
Or if you don't treat it, you will die. But you now have a permanent injury, which is you can no longer run as a fast action.
Okay, so that is permanent. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
But if you don't
No
heal
matter
it, you
what,
will
it's
die.
permanent. Okay.
It's like internal bleeding. Think of it that way.
Okay.
Oh.
So instead of hitting your face, it hits your knee, and you go down screaming.
Okay. What happens if I get a crushed knee again?
You're probably
You're
crippled.
gonna be like you're gonna be Timmy from South Park.
I'll probably make you make a new character.
Oh.
Like I said, this game is deadly. You guys see this now. Voodooin, the battle is now uncertain. One harpy is on the ground dead. Another harpy is being grappled by Elrian. The last one threw a rock that just took down their goblin companion. He was
So
he's now on the ground screaming in pain.
Yell for Elrian to turn that harpy towards me, and I'm gonna take aim
All right.
on it. So I should get a +2, right?
Yes.
Between grapple.
Yes.
And then I will shoot it.
Wow. Still got success though. Would you want to push?
Does that damage mean that Elrian is gonna take damage?
Probably not. I haven't determined how this works out. I won't give it to him right now. But if you push, you will damage your character a little bit because you did roll one skull. But it's a way to gain willpower.
I'll push it.
All right, click on
So
push.
just roll again.
No, don't roll. Sorry, don't roll. So I need you to do a little bit of command right now. So you
Alright.
see, and make it easy, type out in chat /push and hit enter.
What's the time limit on critical injuries? I was just looking at the board. It says there's a time limit. I don't understand that.
So the time limit is how long it needs to be healed before you die. It's lethal.
Oh.
So if you don't heal within that time frame, your character dies from essentially the injury. Now I already rolled, and I know what it is on my side. You don't know what it is, so get onto it. It's just a healing roll to heal it. All right. So you pierce it. So as you're holding the harpy, you hear the screaming of multiple things around you, and you feel an arrow thunk into the body of the harpy, and it goes still after a couple of seconds. You kill the last harpy. You kill the second harpy, leaving one left.
Can I yell for my wolf to grapple it down?
It's gonna go after the other one, absolutely. So, you whistle, the wolf turns, leaves just blood dripping down its front. It starts rushing towards the third harpy, the last remaining harpy. And we're gonna see if Arsene can demolish this one. Let's go. Arsene rushes forward, jumps in, and it grabs and it starts to tear into the other one. Does damage. This one also looks very, very hurt. Voodooin, go ahead and pass your turn.
Oh, right. Yep.
Yeah, you are unfortunately out of it right now. You can still move by screaming in pain, but you can't do any action. You can just move around.
I can just move around.
It's such a
Ratchet people.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, right now you're out of the fight.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna move backwards just to get out of the zone just a little bit. Just.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, pass your turn,
Can I
please.
only move one, or?
Huh?
Sorry. Can I only move one, like to near, or? Right.
Give me a move. Actually, yeah, because you're out of it, so you're essentially unconscious. You're basically at the edge of unconsciousness, so you start to crawl a little bit, but you're still within. I'll say you're at the border. I'll put it that way.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right. Yeah, pass your turn, please.
Thank you. Oh, right. Sorry.
Kubrick, it's on you.
Alright, got it. So, one harpy left and it's in the air, correct?
Yes, it just got damaged by Arsene the wolf.
Arsene the wolf. Can you describe it?
The wolf or the harpy?
Harpy.
The harpy has essentially tears down its leg from where Arsene grabbed onto it, ripping off feathers and everything. Just feathers floating down to the ground, blood dripping everywhere. The harpy actually looks around and sees both of its other harpy companions dead, and just screaming. anger, and it looks to be a bit hurt, but is still within fighting condition.
Okay. So positions everyone. So I am near. Then we have Elrian. Okay. All right. So I can reach it from here, correct?
Your weapon is
The spear.
yes.
Okay. So I'd like to. So I'm gonna aim for. Doesn't necessarily have to do anything. As like saying what I aim. I want to try to pierce straight through his belly.
All right.
Get the character sheet. Yeet. This would be a. Actually, do I want to do that? Let me think. What are my options? Yeah, I'll do that. Okay.
You're gonna stab it, and it does dodge of the way. Do you want to push?
Fuck it.
All right. Here's the second result. Kubrick, you do lose the last time we do two straight. So in the midst of the battle, you have to find a way. Why do you go out of the battle? Now, you don't take a crit, because even though you hit zero from you breaking yourself. But you are out of the fight temporarily. The reason is, though, how do you get out of the fight? What happens to your character?
Well, my question is, what stat am I lowering?
Strength.
Oh, strength?
Yep, because the short spear is based on strength.
Okay, so Kubrick has a underlying heart issues. So he exerts himself as he's trying to pierce through the harpy's belly. Right as he's about to do it, he falls down, grasping his heart, and starts breathing heavily.
Okay. You're down on the ground, Kubrick. That is end of round 2. A little bit different from round 1. Top of round 3. Basil. You watch two companions, one screaming in agony, the other one clutching his heart. Maybe he had a heart attack, but he's now on the ground unconscious.
I look at my teammates. I'm thinking, should I taunt them again to scare him away, and possibly fail at that, and get out of the match as well? Or, is by just visually looking at it, is the last harpy bloodied or anything?
Yes, it is. It is damaged. It is wounded.
Oh, I don't know if
You were at the advantage until Kubrick fell. Now it's honestly, the way I'm looking at this right now, again, this is the first real combat I've ever done. I've done other combats, but this is the first serious one I've done. This right now is essentially tied, I would say. What's going on?
Real quick question.
Yes.
How much willpower? How much
How much what?
willpower?
Oh,
do I get?
you gain 2 willpower, Kubrick. Sorry.
Okay, so I have 4.
Yes.
And these aren't temporary. These stack.
I understand, so I think so. I'll look it up, but I think these are permanent. Until you use them.
I'm just trying to farm the shit up for.
God, come on! Why? What do I need to do?
Avenger, brother.
I'm tempted.
Oh my, I guess.
Let me look at my skill points, my attributes. The bow wouldn't be good. Okay. What does it cost something to switch to a knife instead of a short bow?
Right now I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna do a knife.
Now, real quick, looking, there is a max willpower. You can hold a max of 10 willpower. That's your limit.
Oh, I thought we could get infinite.
No, max is 10.
Alrighty. Start. There's nothing else I can do.
Well, you have a bow you could use.
Well, yeah, I just have 1 agility left. So if I mess up once, I'm
But
out.
just don't push. That's all it means. You don't attack, just don't push the roll. Or you're gonna really risk pushing the roll if you do.
Okay.
But here's the thing. If you push and you get success on it, you have a free push. Because you know you can't damage your agility any further.
Alrighty.
So remember, you never re-roll your successful dice.
Oh yes. Okay, so I'll do a short bow. I'm gonna use my fast to aim,
All right. So it's +1.
and that's a +1. Oh, there you go. And then I'm gonna shoot.
Go for it. Do good. So
And
this is the gamble. If you roll 1, 6, you'll damage a thing. If that 6 is on that agility, you're gonna go down. It's gonna put the even further disadvantage in the player's ball court. But this is now it's a complete gamble. How do you want to play it? Either stick with it, it's a miss, or you potentially go for the hit.
But if I go for the hit, I'll lose my agility, right?
No, if you get a skull on the agility, your bow will go down by 1 because the damage is on the bow. You got a black skull, so the bow will get damaged by 1.
Okay, that's if I push.
Yes. Right now, you just a miss. No penalty, just a miss. If you push, well, things might get things might get interesting. But you might succeed. You might succeed and get hurt, or you might just straight fail. It's now a gamble. That's the mechanic of the game.
Nice.
All right. Is everyone a bit tense right now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I want.
Really,
That's what I want.
Not really. I'm kind of eating a meatball sub still.
Okay, cool. All right, so Harpy gets an arrow stuck into the chest. It is almost dead. But your bow gets a bit damaged by 1. Luckily, you don't go out of the fight, though. But your bow does get damaged by 1.
Alrighty. And then that'll be my turn, I guess.
Elrian, this can end on you. Elrian, you can end the fight right here. You can save the day.
Come on, you can do it.
Who can do it?
What do you do, Elrian?
Stab it.
All right. Go ahead and roll. As long as you get 1 success, 1 6,
Oh,
that will do
God.
it. But again, do you want to push the roll? You're gonna succeed. You're gonna kill this thing.
No.
It's a bit of meta. Obviously, it's a bit of meta knowledge. How do you want to proceed forward? Yes or no? Push or no?
Push.
No! You fool!
Why?
I told you no! I told you no!
Oh, Basil, you gain 1 willpower. Elrian, you gain 4 willpower. Your sword gets down by 1. This is good because it's going to teach you how the game plays mechanic-wise when it comes to repairing stuff. So this is actually I'm kind of glad this way this turned out. Except for maybe the crit from but let's go ahead and do the stuff. So your sword goes down by 1 because your sword's damaged. Your strength goes down to 1 also. But with that, the last hurrah, Elrian swing. Actually, Elrian, you tell me, how do you kill the harpy? I'll let you tell me.
Stab right at its head.
Okay, you pierce the blade through the head of the harpy, and in its death throes, it does kind of, in the midst of the battle, your sword does get damaged a little bit, but the harpy falls to the ground, dead. Leaving all of you just hearing the pumping of blood through your head, essentially, from adrenaline. You can hear maybe the pain, the whimpering. Yeah, how are you reacting now to your pain?
My knee!
But the battle has been won. The Harpies have been defeated. And some of you took some blows. One of you took a permanent blow, unfortunately, who's also currently bleeding internally. So, yeah, you need to get treated also, or you will die. Yeah, you will die eventually from your own injury. And Kubrick is just out unconscious.
Yeah, he got heart issues.
Can I place Yayep on my wolf? Can the wolf carry him?
I'll say for right now, yeah.
Okay.
Fluffy.
And I guess I'll kind of tie with the tent straps. I'm assuming I have some tent straps or something like that. Which I guess I'll say I just destroyed the rest of my tent.
All right, do me a favor.
Delete
the tent from your sheet. Right click it and go to delete tent.
Oh, okay.
But you tie essentially Yayap to Asane, the wolf.
Okay, and then I'll go to the baby. Check the baby because I have the strap.
So you climb up to the top of the nest.
Can I go with him?
All right, as you're going to climb with him, I want to see who is, if anyone, is helping out Kubrick.
We forgot about.
He was going to ask. I was like, nobody's gonna help him.
Illyria,
I can
you
help
want to look
him.
at him?
I'm sorry, but this baby's very important.
Kubrick. Yeah, no, Kubrick's passed out. Yeah, you know he ain't doing nothing.
All right, so is everyone leaving Kubrick alone?
Illyria,
I could try and help him.
All right, well, I'll put it this way: if anyone's gonna help Kubrick, write in chat, please, so I know. Then I'll say what happens at the top of the mound, the nest, the harpy's nest. All right, Elrain, you go over to Kubrick. Now, if you want to, Elrain, to help out Kubrick, you can go ahead and give me a, let's see.
Oh, I'm curious about being broken. When are so when you're broken, you're down until like you finish a rest, or
So when you rest,
can
you
be
recover
woken up?
all wounds, except for the
Or,
permanent
like
stuff. After
Yeah,
a
but
fight, like
you're
right
broken.
now, you need someone to heal
Yeah.
you. Healing skill. That's what I'm about to mention. So
Okay.
I'm going to share
Gotcha.
this real quick with everyone. So do everyone see the healing skill on the sheet right now? On the screen?
Yes.
All right, so look at the recovery. A person who's had their strength or agility reduced to 0 is broken. You cannot act any further. If you apply your healing skill to their ability, it's slow action in combat. You can recover a number of points equal to the non-success roll. So, Elrin, give me please a healing roll.
Oh.
That's unfortunately not going to help him out. Again, up to you. You want to push, or you just let them sleep. You see, he's alive. He's just unconscious. He's unconscious for some reason. He's unconscious. Now, if you do not get healed, you will become conscious after D6 hours. And I'll make it easy. I'll run chat. So you will come to in 3 hours, Kubrick, if no one attends to you. So, Elrin, that question to you. Do you want to push? Okay.
Ooh, nice.
So, Kubrick, go ahead and raise. I'll let you do it. Go ahead and raise. I'll do the healing yourselves. Raise your strength by 1. Now, not the max, but raise the current strength by 1. There you go.
Done.
Kubrick, you come to. Last thing you remember, I'm not sure, it might have been the battle, but you come to and you see Elrain above you, helping you out, helping you up.
What happened?
Elrin?
Oh, you're knocked out during the fight.
Oh. Alright, is Yap Yap okay?
I'm currently running my fingers through the wolf's very fuzzy pelt.
It brings you some soothing comfort.
Halfway asleep.
All right. For those of you that get to the top of the harpy's nest, I'm going to put in some things. Give me 1 second. Someone roll me a D. So actually, 2 people roll me a D6, please.
I gotcha. Oh, damn.
All right.
Excuse me.
You've been excused.
Hello?
I am doing the loot. Give me a second.
Okay.
Oh, naughty, naughty, naughty. Before you finish the loot, I
Oh my
am
God,
using
Luke.
my
I
talent.
turn around and use my bow on everybody.
I mean, would that be metagaming though? Because we don't really know.
Well,
What's it
no,
about?
I was already planning on doing got up to the nest. That's why I went
What's the talent you want to use?
rank 2. It is I spend a will point, I detect any gold and jewels in the new area. So for example, if I've been here before, it wouldn't work. But because it's a new area I haven't been, I can detect only gold and jewels and I'll know where they are.
Okay, use willpower. Spend it.
Alrighty. 3. Okay. And do I cast them? Or does this just happen automatically?
It happens automatically. You use it.
Alrighty.
Let's take a look. Let's see. Alright,
It's still gonna be split between the party. I just wanted to see if we got anything.
this is technically meant for like an actual building. I'll use it used here, and I'm gonna give you what this would be. Where is this thing at? So, as this is going on, as the items are being acquired, what are y'all doing in the meantime? How are you going to proceed forward? Because y'all are a bit hurt, so think about the plan of action now. Because some of you are a bit hurt, and you are essentially about 6 hours away from the town.
Yeah.
So this might be a good time to actually rest.
Yeah.
How does the baby look?
I
mean,
can't
is
do
it
anything.
Still, is it healthy or is it? Does it seem like it's doing fine? I guess.
Yes, baby has a bit of wounds. It's a bit cut, but is, for the most part, okay.
So it's gonna die because it can't handle an infection.
If you leave it here, possibly.
So if we rest, do our current attribute points go back up?
There we go. Yes. As long as you have food and all that good stuff. All right, I thought I was looking for. Let's go and do this. Let's go and do this. There we go. All right, let's see.
Oh wait, and then say we're gonna rest. So taking this point and rest, can I use an action to craft some wooden arrows? Would that be possible with crafting?
Give me a minute, and I'll let you know if you can.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's a yes, but the process of it is a little bit different. So let's see.
Okay.
Did I like set up a campfire?
Yep, yep. You wanna be healed?
Well, I can't get up until I'm healed from my
Yeah,
injury.
If I totally have, I have two. Well, when we rest, won't you be healed then?
No. Well,
No. I'll still be unconscious.
I'm
Until
gonna
I'm healed.
tell the dog to
Who has
roll
the
over.
highest
critical
current empathy right now? I only have 2. I don't mind trying it, but if I fail, I probably won't push, just because I'm not gonna take another hit to.
Well, just think if we can make a saddle for the wolf, you can become what was it? One of the rider.
Yeah, I could. I don't have any good. I have garbage empathy, and my animal handling is 0. So it'd probably not go so well.
You just get stuck at it.
Yeah. But with like every bound. It's like when you see like those people who ride a horse and they're just being like, thrown forward and back violently. Oh, I guess I can close combat tracker. Close. And I can close the.
Okay, so now I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I want everyone to go ahead and at the top right of Fantasy Grounds is a button that looks like an eye with 3 silhouetted heads. Click on that, please. You're gonna see the party sheet.
Oh,
Now the party sheet's great because it has a way to have a watch order in night. Although it's not really important, but maybe for the the march information is important. What is important is the inventory of the party sheet. Everyone click on that, please.
Where's that?
It's empty.
Is the party sheet empty?
Oh,
Yes, and
I see.
Okay.
the.
Oh, inventory. I see. I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Now,
baby.
everyone can click on the red link, and it'll tell you what it is. Now, here's how loot works in my games, and Fantasy Grounds in general. I will put all the loot you find, either in a room, a dungeon, a monster, in the party sheet. It's up to the players to take what they want. What's not taken is left behind. Now, how do you take something? You drag the item by using the link that you clicked on to read it to your inventory of your character sheet. Now, obviously, you start taking stuff, you might annoy the players, so you need to talk amongst yourselves who's taking what. Because everything has weight. And if you're over encumbered, you have penalties. And you'll see the weight of the item if you click on it. So the question is, who takes what? And I will just say, something here is unique if you read the entry.
I'll take the baby.
well, I just suggest I will. Then I'll give you the strap.
If you guys are
I'm
okay with me getting the
unconscious.
wings, because I'm a crafter, I would like to use them for something later
Yeah,
on.
how do I
Yeah.
drag into my inventory?
So drag from the red button at the right side of the party sheet. Just like that. No, tell in chat who takes what.
Thing.
Already. But are you guys okay with me getting the metal wings?
I mean, I can't do anything with it, so.
That's fine.
Okay.
I get the buckle.
Oh, I think I put it in the wrong area. I put it in gear and special rules.
Alright, just delete it from there.
Oh, are you gonna remake it?
No, it's still inside the party sheet.
Oh, really?
Because you didn't take it. You didn't take it the actual way, that's why. Because it will say in chat who takes what, that's why.
Okay. Inventory. Doop.
I'll take the
To
lantern.
say
I guess,
screaming.
There you
from
go.
the Pathfinder.
Yep, so essentially what happens is
Thing.
it's the unidentified name is what it gives you. So I'll identify it for you.
And
He
then
got a screaming thing.
by the way, how by the way, how many well, no, we're not. Are we at the end of the session pretty much?
Yes, we're gonna wrap up in about 5 minutes. I'm gonna do some last minute stuff before we end the session.
Okay, and then before we end the session, can I do something after I receive the experience if I get enough?
Actually, no, because you need to actually train in game. Now you couldn't do anything because of the fact that it requires a quarter day, and you don't have the experience points to do that yet. So beginning of next session, you can, because you actually have to train for it during the day. So plan for what you want to do, and then actually do it in the game. So you don't level up out of session.
Pulling random gold out of my pockets from thin air. Okay, I got it.
Well, that kind of stuff, yeah. But I mean, if you're trying to raise stats, but yeah, that you can do. That's fine. I thought you were talking about that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
But as
that's
is,
what I was
yes, that's
looking
fine.
for.
As is, if you want to take that item, you can. If not, then not. But here's what I'm gonna say: the unique thing, the winged thing, that is what is known as a legendary. It's a legend. It is something that is potentially powerful. That is what I hopefully to be the drive to have the group be a group and find what this thing is. It is the first artifact. It is a thing in the world somewhere that is worth riches, power. And
Worth
the
bitches?
Harpies, maybe. The Harpy had a piece of it, whatever it is. So with that, you grabbed the baby, and we will continue on to what happens next session. We're going to end the session here because I do want to assign experience points, because experience points is not assigned in the traditional sense. So before people leave, I need to do this. This is actually important for players. So this is going to be the official first part of the end of the session. What we need to do now is determine who has what, experience-wise. So everyone just be honest when you do this, because that's what I want in my games. If you're not honest, I don't want you in my game. But to gain experience points is based on this. Everyone asks themselves this question. List of questions. For everyone you say yes to, you gain 1 XP. Did you participate in the session? If you say yes, you gain 1 XP. Your XP counter is on your character sheet. It is under the inventory, where you have experience. So everyone asks themselves these questions. For everyone you say yes to, you gain 1 XP point. So obviously, we're in the game today, you gain 1 XP. You get 1 XP for just being in the game. So you have 2 XP. Did you travel through at least 1 hex of the game map that you have not visited before? Yes. Gain 1 XP. Did you discover a new adventure site? No. Did you defeat 1 or more monsters? Yes. Gain an XP. Did you find treasure?
Defeat 1 or more monsters individually or
No,
as a group?
the group.
Okay.
Did you find treasure? No, because it's not worth more than 1 gold. Did you build a functional stronghold? No. Did you activate your pride? No. Dark secret? No. Risk your life for another PC?
Yes, you-
Kinda.
Because we were trying to save the child.
You know what?
And we technically did it
player
for the mother.
character, and I guess we're all defending
for
each
another
other.
player character. Well, I don't know about that.
I'm going to combine the last 2 into 1. Everyone can gain an XP for saving the baby.
Okay.
Because this is your first heroic action you've all ever done.
So we're at 4 right now.
Yes. So everyone gains 4 XP.
Sweet.
All right. So then, I believe we.
Wait,
We have 6.
you said the last one that did you risk your life for a
Yes.
player character? We were combining that. We're at 5 then.
Oh, 5. Yeah.
No, it should be at 6. Because everyone had 2 XP last session, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
no. I was,
sorry.
I was saying that the experience we're getting this session is 5.
No.
Did you participate in the game session? 1 for being here, 1 for traveling, 1 for monsters, and then 1 for the PC. The one you said that we were.
Hey, give me a
combining.
second. The second one should actually be there. That's actually part of the first one. It should be like that. So you get an XP for being here in the game session. The first 2 were actually a typo. So you gain 1, 2, 3.
Then it's 4.
4.
Like you just said.
So we're at 6 total.
Yes.
Also, is there a number 4 right next to my
So you gain 4. So everyone had 4 XP. So everyone had 2 XP from last session. So put yourself at 2 XP, because I know some of you left before the game ended. So 2 plus 4. So everyone right now should have 6 XP on their character sheet.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Now, at this point in time, the session is officially over for the session.
Okay.
Oh, beforehand,
And so we
did
can
anybody
spend
take
our
the
XP.
oh, sorry, go on.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, so we can spend our XP next session, right?
Yes. So let me go end